To me. You can also check them out on the TigerCast. Check out our YouTube channel as well. Just search up TigerCast News on YouTube, and you'll be able to find our channel. We got the quarters up for you tonight. Right now, the strolling pregame at the top. Just under 7 minutes to go until we get kicked off in this game. And there's something special about this game. How about we all say it? What's special about this game? 1, 2, 3. Homecoming. That's right. My color man and I got it. We got it. And, you know, as we zoom into the Tiger Cage right now, let's just introduce our crew here. We got Raja on the camera. We got Money on the computer. We got, of course, Jason and Sam as the color men. And then we got a packed house tonight, or packed field, if you will. A packed Tiger Cage, as you see the fans have come out in large numbers, strength in numbers here tonight, as the homecoming royalty was announced earlier, and homecoming dance will be tomorrow night. I think it's a little bit too late to buy tickets, but you know, it was up to you if you wanted to go or not. And we would like to thank you, everyone who came at the exact time this live stream starting, because there we are, under 6 minutes to go till the kickoff. Little background information on these teams. River Valley 2-0 on the season, and Roseville, of course, 2-0. Roseville out here in the orange unis. I've never seen these before. I don't believe I've ever seen these ever worn before for a game. So, yeah, I mean, they're repping out here for the homecoming game. Next week, Roseville will have a bye, and so this will be one of the last weeks we broadcast to you until we get back going again in a few weeks. So, as you see, Tigers are just doing their warm-ups right now. The wide receivers getting a little bit loose, getting all stretched out to avoid injuries, and 5 minutes to go until we start this game. Pre-game here, TCSN, TigerCast live streams. I'll hand it over to Jason.
Josh, one thing I'd like to point out about tonight is just how hot and humid it is. Holy moly, it is, you know, it's a beautiful night for football in terms of the sun and overcast, but it is, my goodness, it is really, really hot outside.
I'm thinking I didn't even bring enough water. I mean, I don't know right now, man. It's just a kind of a muggy, humid hot, you know. Not going to complain too much, but, you know, we did have a smoke cover here, you know, it seems like pretty much for the whole day. I know when we were running cables earlier, running up that hill, got to give a quick shout out to McKibben, not here, but if he's watching it, he knows. Running cables up that hill, you know, you get the goat head stuck in your shoes. And we're talking about that in the pregame here. You know, this is just somewhat of our setup we're talking about right here. You know, you got the spikes, you know, they're really sharp spikes, they stick in your shoes. But anyway, that's a little bit off the topic here. We're under 4 minutes to go until we get into this game, but yeah, I mean, through the whole day, even setting up, of course, you know, it was hot, but, you know, and it is still right now, but not as hot maybe as we predicted, like 104, you know, I bet it's not 104 right now, but hey, we're tasting the 90s, you know.
Oh, easily. Here come the captains out on the field, and honestly, looking at tonight's matchup, when you look at both these teams, their Roseville's national rank is 2,098, and River Valley's is 1771. In the state, Roseville is ranked 171, and River Valley is ranked 144. So, in terms of a pretty even matchup, this is about as close as you can get, unless you pulled, teams who are 177 and 176.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this was a league ranking or not, but the Twitter account, RHS Maniacs Twitter account, was really hyping this up, and I actually saw it on there, and I believe it said Roseville 23 and something about River Valley being 21, but of course, whatever the ratings are, as Jason read to you, the ratings in the state, whatever they are, whatever the rating I just said, 23, 21, whether that was like in conference or not, it really shows that this is going to be a highly competitive matchup. Definitely could go down as being a very close game. And before I hand the mic back to you, one prediction we'll make the general's prediction right here, and one prediction is I believe this game is going to come down to the last play, or if not the last play, close to it. I believe it's going to be a similar game to that Antelope game that we witnessed last year, where Antelope played here, and we got the last-second caught touchdown, I believe, by Bryce Crouch or someone. So, definitely that was a historic game here for us. It was a historic game for us here, and I think tonight's game will go down as a memorable one, especially on this very exciting weekend around the Tiger campus.
Yeah, Josh, I completely agree with that statement. I don't know if this game is going to come down to the last play. Hopefully it doesn't, just for Roseville's sake. But, we'll see what happens. And right here we're going to take a moment of silence for the national anthem. So we'll be right back.
Please rise for our national anthem.
All right, so as we get into this here, we're going to take off pregame, and we are going to enter period number 1. So you gotta love it, McDonald's. I'm loving it, even though they're not a sponsor. We got the period up on our live stream for you tonight. It is up in the upper left-hand corner. Of course, River Valley 2-0. The River Valley Falcons will be going up against the Roseville Tigers here at Hansen Field. Both teams 2-0 on Friday Night Football. We'd like to welcome everyone out here to the game tonight. TCSN and TigerCast live streams broadcast brought to you by TCSN. I'm Josh Carson, along with my color man Jason Russell, and third stringer on the mics here, Sam Toomey.
Homecoming 2015.
PA announcer.
With the visiting River Valley Falcons and your hometown Roseville Tigers.
I got one question for you. Are you ready for some football? It's time to kick off this game. Kickoff right here will be, of course, River Valley to Roseville. Time to get up on our chairs and watch some high school football, Friday Night Football on this 9/11, 14 years since the just horrific malicious terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center in New York. Now 14 years later, here we are. Of course, still honoring the day and those who fell and their families, and a football game is being played. Nice juke move right off the bat to get about to the 30-yard line, and this game has officially gotten underway. 11:53 on the clock in the first quarter. So here we go. Roseville will have the ball. Rosano with the 20-yard run back. First and 10, 30, and this will mean that River Valley will receive the second half kickoff. But Roseville will start the game here, looking to build off of the excitement going around the campus all this week with Spirit Days in honor of homecoming, the dance tomorrow night in the Muller Gym. We got trips right. Good call by colorman Jason. Point that out to me. Handoff to the back, plunging his way up the middle, and this will go for maybe 1 or 2 yards. Rosano carried it, and this will bring up second down. So what do you think Roseville does in the beginning here? Do they establish the run game like they did last week, or do they feel their opponent out?
I say they have to feel them out first. I say it's going to take 4 or 5 plays, maybe even a whole entire drive before they figure out exactly what's working. And then they'll, of course, have established a tone by then.
That's right. Here is the drop back. Quarterback decides to take off, and there is a little bit of a spin right there out to the 35-yard line. Blake Rayback with the read.
Kind of a quick decision right there. He had one wide receiver kind of running an out route to the corner, and it looked like one ran a curl. I'm not entirely sure, but the pocket just collapsed right there really quickly, so the line's got to hold up right there.
We got a corner, number 9 for River Valley. Out on our side that, we can see here up at our live stream place, that is Anthony Calderon. He's a wide receiver and cornerback, a senior, 5'10", 155. Maybe want to look for him as he's going to defend number 3 for Roseville. At least to start this game, number 3 is Tyler Hott. And this will look like a quick 3-and-out for Roseville here.
Interesting stat. I believe that is Roseville's first 3-and-out at home of the year so far.
Yeah, if I remember last year, they at least, there was a lot of flags thrown in that game. That's what I remember. But they at least got, at least past one down marker before they had to punt the ball away, kick the ball away. Wasn't much of that going on last week, though, as the Tigers won 40-21 in that one. And here we go, bouncing, and take it. Number 6 is, a juke, able to be tackled down from the back. Number 6, this is for River Valley. And number 6 is Deontay Love. And his teammate's going to show him a little love right there after that play. But, of course, there's a flag on the play. If we can have a flag counter tonight, of course, the legend, James Jones, is not here tonight. So we're going to have our third-string color man, Sam Toomey, keep track of the flags tonight. So far, 1 is thrown. That was the first of the game. And the offense will trot onto the field for River Valley. If you look at it, maybe want to establish the game behind that offensive line, but we need to, of course, take a look at the quarterback, which I believe right now is going to be Avery Gold, a quarterback, senior, 6 foot and 165. Gold does line up behind center. We have a single back formation. In motion right there, handoff to the back, cuts it out to the right, tackled down for about 5.
Nice tackle by the cornerback right there. He broke down really well, and he made a really good, solid wrap-up tackle. That was a good play by number 7, Ben Zonizer.
So if you think that, the only people who are thinking about the heat are those up here, or the fans are those up here in the box doing the game. No, the players think about it too. Ben Zonizer has been telling me all week how the heat may be a concern for him this game, but, honestly right now, it's not bad. It's not bad. There's somewhat of a breeze, and maybe this will, let up as we get deeper into the night. Cut to the left, and that's a beautiful run. Number 6. And that is Deontay Love. He's going to get more love after that play right there. Real nice, making something happen on that punt return, and then right there, cutting it out to the left, making a juke and finding some open space to run.
I think River Valley's pretty, at least, come out so far, showing Roseville exactly what they want to do. They're going to try to run it, so we'll see when they decide to open up their pass game.
It looks like they could go to their back and Deontay Love. Toomey calls it a throw. Let's see. Gold takes it. Nope, handoff. Pancakes. And here is Deontay Love. Wow, making his way to the 10. You know what? So far, the run game for River Valley has been smoking. Roseville looking a little bit out of sorts here. They need to get focused and stop letting these guys run all over them. I've really seen it so far. They've come out with the determination, and with 8:41 to go in this first quarter, a 20-yard gain right there for River Valley puts them at Roseville's 10 with a 1st and 10. So all they need from the 10 is 10 yards, and they could punch it in for the first 6 of the game. Gold, and then we got 2 wide receivers lined up on the right. 1 in motion, maybe they run again. It's going to be a play action to him as they hand off to the back. Tripped up, going to be at the 1-yard line. Looks like their back is number 25, Jacob Scott. is a free safety and a running back, a senior, 6'3", 185 pounds. So far the run game, we haven't seen any passes yet, huh? No, just run. Run. So 2nd and 1 from the 1. All they need is this mere yard, and then they could punch it in. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they run. Leaping over the pylon for the first touchdown of the night. So he is into the end zone. Gold with 5 handoffs, and Dante Love just flies in for the touchdown. First of the night, 6 up for River Valley.
Talk about coming out and smacking a team in the mouth. Roseville did it last week, but this week River Valley just came out and told Roseville that they're here to play, unlike the team that Roseville played last week. And they really just established a tone right there. That was impressive to watch, even though it was against our own team. But like I said, it was impressive to watch.
Yeah, much different from the Rio Linda game that we saw last week. River Valley comes out, punches Roseville in the mouth, and the Tigers are going to have to roar their way back. 7:57 to go in the first quarter. And, I can't speak in full knowingness here, I guess, if you would. I'm not sure if that game that Roseville played at Chico, I'm not sure if they blew them out or not, or if it was a wide point margin, but it doesn't seem like Roseville has had a test like they'll see here tonight. I'm hearing from Jason that the Chico game was closer than we think here, but I mean, last week, maybe they're saying, we can take a little off the gas. I'm going to tell you one thing, though. I will tell you one thing, though. I will tell all of you one thing. They put in the juniors at the end of the game. I'm not going to blame it on the juniors, but they kind of let off the gas pedal. And if you're looking at a negative from that blowout win, it's that they could have blown them out by more than they did. Really good kick. Touchback.
It wasn't that Roseville put in their juniors at the end of the game, because I would like to point out that Roseville does have a lot of junior starters, so it wasn't the fact that they put the juniors in and that's why the game got closer. It was just probably because, they were blowing the team out, and I agree with you, Josh, that they may have let off the gas pedal, but it wasn't due to the fact that the juniors were in, because they do have a lot of starting juniors on their team right now.
Of course, it's a collective team mindset, and I can understand your viewpoint on that. When any team inserts their backups in a blowout, well, like our coach of JV used to tell us, Bobby Ritter, you do not let off the gas pedal. And Bobby Ritter, by the way, is the teacher of the year here at Roseville High School, as there's a nice run. Oh, he's going to break through. I think it was the Ritter comment. I think it was Ritter. 10, 5, end zone bound. One play will erupt the Tiger cage. Put it in the book. Wait, what comes after 5? 6 points on the board for Roseville, and kick an extra point with the kick squad, Evanston. They could tie the game. So 7:40 to go. Hey, I said 7:57 to go. It was a 7-0 game. You know what now? I'll tell you something. 7-6.
Thanks, Josh. I'm beginning to agree with you that this is going to be a close game. That's a big answer for Roseville right there. With one play, they are looking to tie it up. And from going 4 and out and then giving up a quick touchdown, now they look like they're back, and they evened up in the momentum sense.
Ben Zonizer, 80-yard touchdown run, and it'll make it 7-7. So far, there's been no passes thrown in this game. All runs.
I mean, looking at that, Roseville has to stop number 20, Clarence Pearson, and number 6, Dante Love. Those two backs alone, almost single-handedly, with the offensive line of River Valley, which looks top-notch. So the defensive line of Roseville has to get penetration on the O-line.
I don't want to necessarily say they even need to pass rush, because there's no passes being thrown. They just need to get some pressure so the running back just can't break free to the left and right side every single time that he carries the ball. So I totally agree with Sam Toomey's point. Anyway, Tigers, we heard the roar right there from the crowd. That was nice. They sped down that field like Tigers usually do run. You know when a Bengal Tiger, hey Raja, you know when a Bengal Tiger goes after his prey? Hey, that Tiger's booking fast. That Tiger's finna go fast. Guess what? Zonizer just ran like that right there. Put 7 up. 7:40 to go. 7-7. You know, early scores in this game, early strikes, and like I said, we should have a close game on our hands. Short little kick right here. Tried to trip him up. Breaking free out to the 44-yard line.
Robert Robinson on the return. Stop by
Robert Robertson on the return.
So right now, looking at the clock, 7:32 left in the first quarter. 1st and 10, ball on the 45, River Valley. And Josh, honestly, right now, I got to think that River Valley is going to come out and do exactly what they just did. They're going to try to establish the run again, one more time. And, well, no, I shouldn't say one more time, but they're going to try to establish the run again. And we'll see if they let it loose with the passing game here. My fellow commentator Josh Carson leaving to go get some water, so I'll just be on the mic right here. What a tough run. I believe that was by number 20, Clarence Pearson. So that was a really tough run. Kind of, you know, just off the top of my head, how that tough little run was like. It kind of reminded me of either Marshawn Lynch or Garrett Blunt of well, Lynch of the Steelers and Blunt of the Lynch of the Seahawks. I'm sorry, and Blunt of the Patriots. Can't believe I said the Steelers. I'm sorry. So here we go for Roseville, and looks like Roseville's coming out with one safety. Of course, another run play for River Valley. And we've said his name before, and we'll say it again. Dante Love with the nice, looked like about, not for a first down, so 10-yard plus on that run right there. And honestly, River Valley has come out and looked extremely strong with their run game. You know, if you're the coach for River Valley right now, you have no complaints, nothing to complain about right now other than that one given up touchdown. But offensively, they're firing on all cylinders right now. But like I said, they haven't opened the pass game yet, so we'll see when a pass is thrown tonight. Motion, and here we go. Finally, the first pass. There he is again, number 6, Dante Love. Nice. For lack of a better word, improvisation, if that even is a word, by Avery Gold, the quarterback, with the nice play-action rollout. And after the defensive end, I think credit goes to number 9 for Roseville, Chad Stamus, on the pressure on the quarterback from Roseville left side, but River Valley's right side, to get after Gold right there. So here we go. Another run. That's going to be a first down for River Valley. Hand off to Pearson. And, you know, I said it earlier. River Valley should have no complaints in terms of their running game right now. It's been really impressive. They kind of remind me right now of last year's, and I don't want to say that this team was completely run heavy, but you know, the 2014-2015 Dallas Cowboys with DeMarco Murray. Kind of what they're reminding me of right now, or I guess the Seahawks too with Lynch. Another run here on the ground by Clarence Pearson. 5:20 left in the first quarter. Ryan Stahl credited with the tackle right there, and number 25, Jariah Crawley. 2nd and 6, ball on the 25. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. River Valley has been running a lot of motion before the snap so far. And there's the motion again. Hand off to Dante Love again. Looks like he went out of bounds at about the 16-yard line, 17-yard line.
Dante Love pushed out of bounds
So,
by Josh Clark.
Josh Clark credited with the tackle, although it was a push out of bounds. Here we go for Roseville. This is defense. Let's see what formation they come out in. See if they go one safety or two safety. 31 ball in the 20. Slow to get the play in, River Valley. And Roseville is lined up two safeties, but one of their safeties is playing up closer to the line with one safety back. So another motion by River Valley. Hand off to Pearson again. So right now, Josh has made his way back to the booth. I wouldn't necessarily say that River Valley as a whole is beating Roseville right now. I'd say their offensive line, Pearson and Love, are beating Roseville right now. And with the one pass play, yes, it wasn't completion, but it was almost blown in the sense that the quarterback was pressured immediately. Now Gold did a good job at improvising and getting the completion on the play, but it's really just been River Valley's offensive line, and Pearson and Love are the ones getting it done for him right now.
Yeah, those, of course, the two backs. As I'm learning here, running back Pearson is senior 5'11", 205, so he's definitely got the strength and power to get it done at that running back spot.
Jariah Crawley on the tackle on that last play.
To the PA announcer, Dry Crawley was on the tackle on that last play. So, of course, Roseville and then River Valley, which is located in Yuba City. So, making the drive down here, so far playing impressively. 4:10 to go, and it looks like they're at the 1.
Pearson up the middle.
And, of course, again, that's Pearson.
Tackled by Jaggers.
Jaggers, we hear his name called, gets a tackle. Of course, being the type of player he is, of course, we look for him to break out tonight, as he is ranked number 4 tight end in his spot as of most recent that we checked. So we have done some stories covering him at TigerCast. You can go ahead and check out our TigerCast YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search up TigerCast News, click on the first channel, I the Tiger News. Watch our newscasts every week. They try to hop over. Oh, wow! And he's past the pylon, but was there a flag? That was kind of crazy. He tried to hop over his line there and then was able to regain himself on the ground and run around to the left side and past the pylon. But there, of course, there was a flag on the play. Looks like the touchdown is not going to count. False start on River Valley. This will pin him back.
First and goal on the 6-yard line.
And here comes a first down and 6 opportunity. If they can get 6, they can get 6. And it's that simple. 6 yards for 6 points. And here we go. Snap to the back. Gonna just give it a number 6 again, and that is Love. And he is past the pylon into the end zone for the touchdown. Past the pylon again, and that'll give them another 6, 13-7, 3:26 to go in this first quarter. So far, rushing touchdowns. There's been 3 of them, 2 for River Valley and 1 for Roseville. Roseville, from offense, has only run, think about it, Roseville has only run 4 plays the whole night, and they've gotten a touchdown, so possibly they can get it back.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, that first offensive possession, you obviously thought that Roseville is going to have a hard time. Well, I wouldn't say hard time, but a more difficult time getting the ball down the field. And then, the next possession, they break out with the 80-yard run. So I'm neutral on how Roseville is going to do right now because they had the stop and then they had the breakout run. So I don't know how they're going to do right now.
Yeah, when I'm talking about getting it back, I'm talking about getting it back and getting it back quick. This is going to be a test brand new for Roseville on this next drive, but we're going to see what's going to be going on. 14-7, 7-point game, and 3:26 to go in this first quarter. We're a little bit off the message board. Is the kickoff going to happen? Welcome to Roseville High School. All right, that's enough of the message board for right now. And, looking over there, well, you see period 1 on your screen. This is going to be the third drive of the night for Roseville as they look to stop their way all the way back. And the kick is a grounder. Looks like Rosano with it. Take it up the middle. And, take it out to the 42. Jay Rosano. Big time boy. Big time play. Big time player.
On the return from the 2-yard line.
I think what we can get out of that, he's big time. Big time. Playing varsity. And, that was a big time run. If we're talking big time, Jay Rosano. Sam is calling him big time also. We all agree. But anyway, they need to make some more big time plays. Handoff right here. Tackled by Herta defenders. And that was Zonheiser, breaking out on that first run play. Nowhere to go there.
They need to throw it.
Of course, you hear the Tiger Cage there with the I Believe chants, and they're really trying to encourage their team. As we have 2nd down and 10 from their own 40. This is a drop back. Whoa, will we see a pass tonight? No, we will not. From Roseville, at least. Spin move. Oh, this is Rayback. Oh, yeah. Rayback with the juke. Oh, just tripped up. Wow, very nice play right there by Blake Rayback with his jukes. Able to elude defenders, but then gets tripped up.
By Cotman.
I am a big fan of Blake Rayback's game. He can throw the ball, and when he needs to, he can move in and out of the pocket and go for what looks like a 30-yard gain, and he can do that whenever he wants.
And a credit to Ben, Blake. Blake is a big guy. He is not thin, he's not skinny, he's not short. He's a big dude. He's a load. He's Ben Roethlisberger. That's what he is. He's Ben Roethlisberger who can run. He's a big guy. He's hard to bring down. But I guess Sam. Now that you mentioned it, he's probably more like Cam. I was just saying Ben because the size and strength. But yeah, I know Ben can't run, but still, out of the comparison to the quarterbacks, probably Cam Newton, Ben Roethlisberger, one of those two.
I think it's kind of interesting that Blake's game could translate into the college play types. I mean, he can run the option. We've already seen that. They scored a touchdown on an option play to Ben Zonheiser. And he's shown that he can run like he's doing now. And we've seen him throw the ball, what he did last week.
Yeah, of course, that style of play widely used and successful in high school and college. Definitely switch when you get to the pros, but right now, pros don't matter. All that matters is that it's 1:38 to go in the first quarter. It's a 14-7 game, and he's got to do what he's got to do to get him back in the game. Here is a 2nd and 19. Snap back to Rayback, and they're finally going to throw across the middle. That ball is tipped.
There's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play, though. Raja with the stat. How about you say it? 4. He ain't saying it. 4 flags on the night for all teams. So it looks like
Sideline 40 against the Falcons.
okay, so looks like it's against the Falcons. 36-yard line of River Valley. 3rd and 19.
Third down.
7-point spread in this one. 3rd down, and this is big. The ball has been placed on the 44. Center kneels down over the ball as there is a trips right on this play. The fake, and Rayback will take a sack. Not quick enough in his decision making, and he's going to go down to the backfield for a big loss, and this is going to have to be somewhat of a short punt. So looking at Roseville's plays, or drives as I should say, over the course of this night, we've had punt, score, punt. So in terms of being consistent, 1 of 3, 33%, as the first quarter winds down, 14-7.
And honestly, that now weighs in favor of Rio Linda in terms of stops, and Roseville's, I'm sorry, Rio Linda. It's River Valley. It weighs in River Valley's favor in terms of just stops. At the beginning you had the 3 and out. Of course, you did give up the run, but that was one play, I guess, kind of freak play. And then now they just stopped Roseville on a 3rd and 25, it looked like, something like that. So obviously River Valley's defense is, for lack of a better word, legit. I mean, they have a really strong defense so far. Just a little side note, they're stopping a team who last week put up 28 plus points, and then at Chico, same thing. So Roseville's offense, obviously, over the past 2 games, well-oiled. They're working really well. And right now, River Valley's, they're just plain stopping them right now. They're they're just stopping them.
It's hard for me to admit right now, but the O-line of Roseville isn't being very effective. Right now, they've let a lot of pressure through, and Blake does not have a lot of time to make a decision. That's why you see him running, and they do not have any time to throw. So the passing game won't work. The O-line needs to step it up.
Yeah, Sam's got a really good point that, I even failed to notice here. We're not blaming it on anyone here, but the line definitely has to step up in order to give Rayback some more time and allow some plays to develop, and maybe hit some more passes, and open up the run game as well.
And, of course, we're not blaming anybody, but this also could be a credit to River Valley's defensive line. Maybe they're just getting off the ball faster right now. Not obviously something Roseville can adjust to and fix, but right now, River Valley's getting the push up front. So, and clock stopped with 1 second left. So, we'll have one more play unless they decide to run the time off. But 1 second left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, of course, a majority of the plays called by either team tonight have been runs. We'll put a little spotlight right here as we have another flag.
10-yard penalty.
And we'll put a spotlight on number 82, Jimmy Jaggers. Of course, he's out there playing tight end and defensive line as a junior. We've heard his name called, I believe, once on the defensive end. But, if we're looking at offense here, really nothing last game. If they want a chance in this game, I feel like he's going to have to step up. Being as highly recruited as he is, big-time players make big-time plays. He's going to have to step up tonight.
I don't necessarily know that step up is the right word. I think Jimmy's always there to play. I just think that Roseville needs to find a way to get Jimmy the ball. more. I think that's more the problem, just getting Jimmy the ball, because you mentioned it, he is highly recruited, but that also means that he's highly recruited not only by colleges, but because football season has started, he's going to be highly recruited by other high schools. So they're going to come out with plans to defend Jimmy. So it's just going to be a test for Roseville to get the ball to him, not necessarily Jimmy stepping up, just we have got to get the ball to Jimmy. So second quarter ends on a pass completion. So
a pass completion?
I know.
Are you kidding me? Anyway, my point about Jaggers, you know what? Look, I don't have any people here that I necessarily don't like. Okay, this team's full of good guys and they play hard. What I'm saying is, though, you know, you got players that'll find a way, you know, they'll get in the quarterback's ear. They'll find a way to somehow just make plays. They'll find a way to get the ball. And while Roseville does need to get it to him, I believe big players that do make it far in any sports, they'll find a way to help their team to win. And Jaggers, I believe he needs to start doing more of that. Somehow, I'm not saying that this is an easy thing to do. Okay, I'm just speaking as someone who's watching it from the booth, but somehow, some way, he needs to become big time.
I kind of agree with what you're saying, but I also kind of disagree, just in the sense that Jimmy's not the one calling the plays. The coaches are going to be the one calling the plays. So if they really want to get the ball to Jimmy, which I think should be a priority, then Jimmy's got to communicate that to his quarterback, and the quarterback has to relay that to the coaches, because the coaches are the ones calling the plays.
And if they do get Jimmy a few touches, say he gets 3 passes in a row, they could then use him as a decoy and open up some more receivers. Maybe they'll double cover Jimmy and leave someone open for a good, nice streak, and then they get hit for a nice touchdown. So getting Jimmy involved should be a priority at this point to get this offense rolling. That looks kind of stagnant right now.
Good points by both colormen, and if you missed it, I'm Josh Carson along with the colorman Jason Russell and third stringer who is really bumping up. I'm gonna have to call him the second colorman, Samuel Toomey, doing work out here tonight. Of course, Raja on the camera and Money on the computer. And here is launch a deep ball, caught at the 50, tripped, and this is gonna be evading Zornizer to the house. Pylon pass. Beautiful play, airing it out right there, and River Valley has now got 20. That was number 11 for River Valley who caught that bomb, Kyle Williams, and he was able to elude that cornerback or safety, or whoever that was. Jason will give you more insight. He was able to get him to trip up and then just evade a tackler. Beautiful play to take it to the house.
The cover man on that play, safety Jariah Crawley, and I'd like to first point out that was not a good pass. That was not a good pass. That was a great catch by the wide receiver and a great adjustment, but that was not a great pass.
Well, in the way though, it made the wide receiver come back, and that is what got the cornerback kind of messed up, to be honest. Yeah, or the safety to back up. So yeah, so that was definitely whatever play they were trying to run there, whatever throw he imagined. Okay, when that quarterback goes to sleep tonight, he's going to remember that play no matter what he thought it would be before the play would happen. So, beautiful play right there. And if they make this, put a 21 up on that scoreboard for our viewers. So here we go, the extra point. Oh, whoa. Looks like it was a muffed. And 2-point conversion. I don't know if that was on purpose either. You know what? Both of those plays, maybe not what they imagined, but it's got them 22 now. Crazy sequence of events. 22-7, 10:58 to go here in the second quarter.
My goodness, River Valley sticking it to Roseville right now. This, I know it's only been 2 games, and I know this is the 3rd game, but Roseville is 2-0. And This has got to be a big wake-up call for them. This is the game before league. The game to tighten everything up before league gets started. So Roseville's got to find a way to respond because River Valley's offense is flowing really well right now. I know that was a bad pass that just happened to get caught for the touchdown. But Roseville's really got to find a way to respond offensively and defensively. So we'll see what they do to adjust with 11 minutes left in the second quarter and forward.
Yeah, definitely the flag on that play waved off by the referees. Of course, that made the River Valley fans here happy. Tiger Cage kind of quieted down. Roseville's got to give them something to roar about. 10:58 to go, 22-7. As Tigers trying to claw their way back in this game now in the second quarter. So they've already given up more points than they gave up to their opponent last week. And they find themselves in an early 15-point deficit. Yeah, you know what? In the past, though, I've seen pretty much every homecoming game that Roseville's had. I'm not going to say, well, because it's a dance, they're not focused or they're not. It seems like every game, though, they've come out slow. And you know what? I remember last year they played Casa Roble in the homecoming game. No, they played Casa Roble 2 years ago. Last year they played Consumas Oaks. And both of those games, it was a wide point spread that they were down by, a wide margin of deficit. So we're going to have to see here how they respond and maybe get this closer as halftime is coming up in just under 11 minutes, 2 seconds to be exactly, under 11 minutes. And Roseville will take the touchback and have it at the 20 to start their next drive. Here is, a run now. Just, not able to avoid the tackler there. We've seen a lot of shoestring tackles tonight. Just, maybe plays that we're going to bust out, but just tripped up at the end. Sam, tell me about those shoelace tackles.
They're almost demoralizing for the person getting tackled because you think you're away, and then somehow, some way, someone just grabs you by the, like how Josh likes to say, shoelaces, and brings you down. Blake obviously had a look of just frustration on that play because he thought he was free. Here's a run, and it looks like it's going nowhere.
Yeah, nowhere. Try backwards. That is Rosano driven backwards on that play by a clump of defenders.
Rosano, the ball carrier. No gain.
So, of course, highlights of this weekend. Of course, kicking it off tonight with the football game. Homecoming dance tomorrow night. And, side note, I got to bring it up. The NFL season starts Sunday. Jason, correct me, but I know I was going to make a note about that. But you guys had to be impatient. It technically started Thursday, but Sunday is when the majority of the games kick off. And, we're all looking forward to that. Especially we're looking forward to the Raiders with that linebacking crew that they have, Mac, Lofton, Alden Smith. Alden Smith. They got Ahmad Brooks. They got a couple ex-Niners on that team. Maxwell was the Super Bowl MVP a couple years ago for Seattle when they played Denver and absolutely barbecued them. But right now, this is a 3rd down and 10 from their own 37. A little bit of a dangerous spot because if you give the ball back to River Valley, they know how to convert. Has River Valley scored on every one of their possessions tonight? If not, they've been close. But anyway, we're trying to keep stats in our own head right here. But, definitely if you give the ball back to River Valley with them having another chance to strike, maybe get 29, maybe even 30 if they get another 8-point miracle like they just did on that last play, then, or on the last drive, then, it could be even larger spread than it is now. So you got to definitely watch out for that. But anyway, 22-7. Second quarter here on TCSN, 9:51 to go. And then TigerCast Live Streams is the YouTube channel we are broadcasting this on. TCSN brings it to you. Go ahead and check out TigerCast News by searching up TigerCast News on YouTube. And then click on the first channel that comes up. River Valley, Roseville. Coming back, Friday Night Football. Here on TCSN TigerCast Live Streams YouTube channel. Well, they're going to have to scale this one. They're climbing a mountain now in this game to cut that score down to a favorable margin for them. But right now, it is a two-score game. False start on Roseville, most likely. We're looking at right here as the flags fly. Again, so definitely rough. The execution not looking as pretty, not looking as sharp. And, you know, oh, against the Falcons. Okay, so talking about for Roseville, whether that penalty's on them or not. Still, execution not looking as sharp, but maybe with this penalty, 3rd down and 5. 3rd down and 5 is much more reasonable than 3rd down 10. So we're gonna have to look at here. 3rd down, 5 to go. Let's see what happens. We got trips on the left, across the middle. Number 3 with the catch for Roseville, Tyler Hop. We've seen him in this game already. Nice first down conversion there. That gets a few cheers out of the Tiger cage, but in order for them to get back into this game, they're going to need a touchdown. All right, 40-yard line of River Valley. 1st down and 10, take the snap. Blake Rayback, pump fake it, fumble the ball, picked up by River Valley. Wow, that is just unfortunate right there. Boy, oh boy. Holy guac. That is just unfortunate right there for Roseville. Looked like he was going to pump fake, maybe take off and run, holding that ball a little bit too loose like Colin Kaepernick tends to do. And you know what? I'm speaking true. I'm speaking true. And you know what? I'm not saying Rayback does that all the time like Kaepernick, but you know what? That right there is just unfortunate. That right there is just an unfortunate play, Raja. But, yeah, the ball's going to go back to River Valley right here with 9:22 to go. 1st down and 10. It's going to be a test. Brand new for Roseville on the 47-yard line.
What the heck are you doing?
We would like to ask you today, motivation, what are you doing to help the program? Think about it. What are you doing to help the program that you're in? And we thank you. If you're supporting this YouTube channel, you're doing something to help our program. So we want to give a shout out to all the fans tuning in right now. 22-7, period 2, 9:20 to go. Another big run. Can't get the shoestring tackle. Still going, 20-yard line, pushed out, 20. And that's Pearson again. You know, Jason did allude earlier to LeGarrette Blunt, who plays for the Patriots. And, you know, that guy, you know, maybe has the same dreads, same kind of hair, but, you know, anyone could have dreads. That guy can play, and he's definitely a power back. He's definitely a power back. He's been gutting out the yards, you know. He's been just tensing those yards, step for step, you know, going powerfully. Wide receiver, 1 is lined up on our right side of the screen, 2 on the left. This is going to be a single back formation. And, yep, Pearson already putting their hands up. Touchdown, River Valley. It's going to be 29-7 if they can tack on the extra point. Wow, this is just unbelievable. A landslide of points just poured on here in this number of drives for River Valley.
Now, I don't want to say I told you so, but I did say earlier that Roseville needed to stop number 20, Clarence Pearson, and number 6, Dante Love, and they have not done a good job so far, and that's why the score is what it is, 29-7, River Valley.
And the kick is good.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess our prediction, at least so far at the beginning of the game, all three of us that this is going to be a close wire-to-wire game is not coming true. And, okay, Josh, Sam, you guys got to help me out here. So last week there were was it 15? I think it was 15 penalties.
23.
23. Wow, okay, I
No,
was
I'm not
way
lying.
off.
I believe
23 penalties. Now, I know there was a combination of both teams, but let's just say that half was on Rio Linda and half was on Roseville. So we got about 13 or 12 for Roseville. Now, that was a sloppy game for Roseville, but they still came out with the win pretty easily. Now, less penalties, but more, I don't know what type of mistakes you want to call them, but just more affecting mistakes.
Yeah, more big mistakes. And we talked about those small penalties can turn into bigger errors, down the road costly errors. But it'd be better right now if Roseville were just committing smaller penalties. But they're committing some big mistakes, and it's 29-7. It just looks like their defensive coverages have not been able to stop the run at all.
So, I don't know really how to describe the difference between last week and this week, because last week wasn't sloppy and this week isn't necessarily sloppy. We're just I'm kind of lost in terms of how Roseville played just so well, minus the penalties, but how they played so well last week, and now I think it's just because of the opponent.
I was just about to say, strength of opponent. We got a better team they're facing here tonight, and that is it without a question. Zonizer, take it up. Roseville trying to get something going, as it looks like really, I'm just going to make this right here. This is not the views of TCSN or Roseville High School or any of the stations around here. This is my personal opinion. Roseville looks kind of lifeless right now. I'm just going to be honest. They look non-energetic. They look like they're lacking. They look like they're slacking. And they need to flip a switch somehow. And it's going to be first down. Rayback still kind of holding that ball loosely. Wow, makes some type of a play right there. Wow. That was big. To Tyler Hopt, I believe again.
Complete to Tyler Hope.
Big time, as Sam Toomey would say.
Tackled by number 25.
8:05 to go, 29-7. And, seen this situation in the last couple of years, but this is an unfamiliar situation to us here this year. Roseville being down by this much this early. It's still the second quarter here on homecoming game night. See what they can do. Maybe target Jaggers here. He's lined up on the right. Plowing forward, but yet another run. I believe Roseville, maybe they've gotten a few big pass plays. Maybe take to the air a little bit more here.
Whoa, sorry about that. We'll count that as the voice crack on the air, but big pass plays, I don't know if they've been big pass plays. That one right there was obviously a standout of their pass plays, but I'd say their pass plays so far, the ones now, of course, Rayback has been pressured on a few of the dropbacks, but on the ones that he's thrown, they have been pretty accurate for the most part. But in terms of big plays, I don't think they've been big plays like that one pass we saw from River Valley. That was the touchdown pass, the long touchdown pass. So, big plays in the passing game for Roseville, not so much. I'd say the better word is probably effective. So,
Still second down.
yeah.
Yeah, 7 flags. Still second down. Big ball down the sideline and just dropped. That could have been big. Here we go, Roseville. Shout out to Vitali right there. Taking it 3rd and 11. Pass out, dropped.
Pass intended for number 7. He was not open. Sennheiser.
Or number 11.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. What? How many flags has that been tonight, Josh? 8 flags. 8 flags tonight. So, little bit of a flashback to last week in terms of flags. River Valley's been pretty clean with flags so far. Definitely not 8. 8 for Roseville. So, although I am mistaken, that was a flag on River Valley and not on Roseville. So, I was just giving credit to River Valley for not having that many flags, but I missed that. Obviously, that was a flag on Roseville. I mean, on River Valley. So, that'll make it 1st and 10 from the 26.
Yeah, 26 of River Valley as Roseville looks to strike right here. Maybe look for them to go for 2. Not sure, though, but of course, if they can punch it in past the pylon. We don't know that yet. Haven't seen many I forms tonight. Just a lot of motions. And this one is just going to... That is good football analogy, Mr. Toomey. I don't do just the general stuff. But anyway, Toomey's coverage tonight. You know, I have already promoted him. I have already promoted Sam Toomey live on air from 3rd string to backup.
Thanks, Coach.
So, you know, he's doing pretty well. Anyway, this right here, another single back formation. We have motion up near the line. This is a handoff to the left side. Breaking through one tackler and taking down Jay Rosano, just being a bull in a china shop. Oh, this is not a china shop. He's out on the gridiron, and he's taking it up for a few yards. Give him a 1st down at the 10. They got to go 10 to get 6. Because of my counterparts talking to me, I was not able to witness that play, so we're just going to bring it to 2nd down. We all have discussions. 2nd and goal from the 10, and, well, it's like nothing even happened. They still got to go 10 to get 6, and you know what? There's 5:40 to go in this 2nd quarter, period number 2. On homecoming game night. Homecoming dance is tomorrow night. And we would like to tell everyone to stay safe and have fun, everyone who is going. And this is Blake Rayback, drop back, end zone, in between 2. And we would like to give a shout out to our senior advisor, Mr. Daniel Gunka, watching us all the way from LA, visiting his brother who works for ABC. So you know what? Congrats to Dan. In order to pull this up, you know, in order to be the senior advisor and, you know, give us constructive criticism and make this class a more enjoyable and successful place. River Valley fans want the defense to go, as it is 3rd and goal from the 9. Single back formation, trips, widely spread out on the right. All right, a drop back, no play action. Holding flag down as Rayback just goes out of bounds, sliding defender.
Man, that's the only thing I can say about that play is man. Roseville, dude, we have got to put the ball into the end zone. I mean, not only from a necessity standpoint, but from a time standpoint, because, yeah, I mean, we're running out of time to catch up.
Yeah, I would say right here, on this 4th down play, Roseville's got to be muy macho, aggressive right here. They got to be the bosses and punch this one in. They can't settle for a field goal. As good as the kick squad is as much as we know, that would be Cash Green going through those yellow or white posts. My bad, because we're on Hanson Field here. But anyway, they need to punch this in. They need to get this past the pylon. If they want 5:15 to go, they want this to be less than a 29-7 deficit, you know, and this is pretty important right here. Yeah, 2-score game. two-score, two-possession game, whatever you want to call it. They're going to need to get some stops on defense because River Valley has been scoring, but first they got to hold it down right here. They're going to line up, double, left side. Snap is kind of bobbled, thrown to the back of the end zone, batted away, and that is going to be 4 plays. Bring out the defense, batted away by Anthony Calderon, and he is a wide receiver and a cornerback, and great play by Calderon to bat that one away. So disappointing right there with 5:15 to go. Roseville got to find something to just give them a little lift. Let's send it over to Sam Toomey as he just gave the Roseville defense a great idea. It starts with I-N-T.
Well, what Roseville needs to do to get some momentum back on their side is to just get a stop, get a turnover at the best, and maybe even put it in for a touchdown. But that's not, it doesn't look like that's going to happen here. They need to stop the two-headed dragon that is number 20, Clarence
Run out of bounds by
Pearson, and number 6, Dante Love. They are eating apart this Roseville defense. I am a Roseville fan, but I can't even understate the level of sheer dominance that these two backs for River Valley are putting on tonight. It has to be a focal point for this next second half.
And off the top of my head, now I could be wrong, but off the top of my head, I cannot think of an NFL team that has two dominant running backs. There are a lot of teams out there who have a dominant running back. Maybe the Rams this year. Yeah, maybe with Todd Gurley and Trey Mason. Maybe. But in terms of a team in the NFL having two dominant running backs, like legitimately top of the league running backs, there isn't a team out there like that. So seeing it in high school is Sam Toomey just made a nice comment about Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen with the Raiders a long time ago, but right now there's no team in the NFL with two upper echelon running backs. So it's kind of interesting to watch the attack from River Valley with these two guys because so far they've both broken out for huge gains.
$29-7. 3:50 to go. And you know what? This halftime show is going to be much more than a black screen. If you tuned in last week. Much more than dead space. Much more than black screen. We're going to be getting something going for you guys here. And, you know, we got the floats riding around. We're definitely going to have Raja or Sam Toomey follow them on the camera. This play right here is, almost caught, but just off the hands.
Broken up by
Arias with the breakup. Of course, he played on that one Hot Shots team that was famous in this area. The Dingoes, the Dirty Dingoes, he played on that team. Good call by Money right there. We had that in a past TigerCast. Of course, you want to check them out. YouTube.com/RHSI the Tiger. Punt. Wow, a punt by River Valley. We have not seen much of that tonight. Ben takes it. Going backwards. Now going forwards. Got some blocking. Wow, Ben makes big plays, man. I'm telling you one thing, buddy. You know, that guy can turn something where it doesn't really look like it's going to be anything, maybe even a negative, into a positive.
Yeah, Ben, the last, in the last game, because I wasn't at the Chico game, but the last game, Ben Zonizer was an absolute best. Yeah, he was the best player on the field. last game easily. So we know that he can make
37-yard return.
big plays, and I love watching Ben. He's so fun to watch. All of the backs are fun to watch. McMinn, I can't name them all off the top of my head, but McMinn, Rosano, and Zonizer, they're all fun to watch. So of course, I'm a homer. Roseville, I love everybody, but
Rosano, the ball carrier.
you know, back to Ben. Ben he's so fun to watch. He really is. And we'll give you a quick time update. There's 2:50 left in the second quarter. Ball on the 41, and 1st and 7 is what I'm seeing right now. Handoff to Rosano up the middle. Jay Rosano, we talked about Ben, but Jay Rosano, I'm not at Roseville's practices. I'm not in their huddle, but I would imagine that Jay Rosano is one of the most vocal players out there from previous experience playing with Jay. He's an extremely vocal leader, and he's a fun guy to play with and I guess play for.
Still talking about Jay Rosano, we just saw him limp off the field. It doesn't look that serious because he was walking off with his own power, but he's definitely getting looked at by a trainer. It might just be a cramp.
Yeah, just if it is a cramp, just hopefully hydrate him a little bit and stretch him, and then hopefully he'll be back. Yeah, get him back on the field as fast as you can, because he's big time. He's a player you need on the field. He's a player you want on the field. So,
Shout out to the 16 viewers we have right now. Thank all of you guys for coming out. Dan Gunko is one of them. And Jason's dad is one of them. How proud he has to be to hear his son live on the mic. And, it is a 29-7 game. Not sure what just happened right there. Just being completely frank. I'm being completely frank and earnest with you. I'm not sure what just happened right there, but it was an incomplete pass we just heard from PA announcer. She's doing a great job up there tonight, just like Ron Grove does on the weeks that he does it. Here we go. With the 3rd and 10 from the River Valley Falcon 34. Can they soar past? Actually, wait. Let me get this better. Can they roar past the soaring Falcons right now? That's what I want to know. I want to know if the Tigers can do that. Drop back. Oh, what a surprise. He's running it. He might pick it up, though. Yeah, he does. Eludes a couple. Oh, wow. Looked like he was down. Oh, wow, still going. What a play. Blake Rayback. That will get the Tiger Cage up on their feet. Punch it past the goal line. The ball across the markers. The pigskin is in the pond. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I forgot how to count. No, I didn't. 6. 2:06 to go. And maybe they look to go for 2 right here. It's 2:06 to go in the second quarter. 29-13. What a beautiful play by Rayback. At the start of that play, I'm going, oh, wait, here comes another running play, on Friday Night Football. What else are you going to see tonight? But he breaks a tackle. He breaks another tackle. And then he is back into the end zone. And the points will go back up on the board. That's what I'm trying to say right here. But anyway, 29-14. It is a 15-point game. I know how to calculate math. 2:04 to go in the second quarter before we reach halftime. And, yeah. I don't think we're going to be seeing any Musketeers at halftime, but there's going to be some good stuff, floats, all that good jazz. As our cameraman pans on over to the band, they're doing a good job playing their tunes out here as there will be a kickoff for Roseville. Big play right there. That's got to be in his highlight book if you're creating a mixtape montage for him. Blake Rayback putting 7 or 6 up on the board before the kick squad put in the 7th point.
Something to look at here with 2 minutes left. Roseville probably won't get the ball back if they just kick a regular kickoff. So look for them to maybe onside kick. It doesn't look like it because kicker Ian Evanson is taking his normal drop pack. But that's something that maybe is on the coach's mind. It would make sense.
Not an onside kick, but a definitely, a squib kick. But River Valley handles it well, and you know, here comes another River Valley offensive possession, and of course with 2 minutes left, they're going to run their 2-minute drill, and easily. I mean, it's easy to say that they definitely want to get points up right now, because if they get points up right now, they also get the ball back during the second half. So if they score right here and then score in the second half on their first possession, that's kind of like a 2-for-1.
Maybe look for a field goal to get it to 18-point lead. Oh, if they're running a 2-minute drill, maybe they can get in field goal range and tack some points on. Of course, they want to go for 6, but you know, if not, then not. But you know what? What you're looking to do right here is just at least not to go out empty. And that's what I'm telling all of you.
This drive, it's a very high percentage that River Valley is going to run. They have 2 horses in the backfield, and it's working. And it's been working all night, and Roseville has shown that they can't stop it. And as I say that, they've run on the first 2 plays of this drive. They look to just run out the clock with 1:13 in a 29 River Valley to a 14 Roseville game.
First down, Falcons.
Arias saw on the stop. 1:13 to go in the second quarter. And here is the next play from scrimmage. Single back formation. And run, bounce off tackler. And one thing I want to point out to you about that was it was a running play. Surprise. But, you know, if it's working for them, then they got to keep pounding the pigskin. You know, if they want to get some air under that sucker, then let it go. But if not, you know, keep pounding the pigskin right up in there and see if they can come out with 6 points at the end of it, you know? So we got a timeout right here. Quick side note, referring to one of our stories on TigerCast News this week, of course the iPhone 6S is coming out. And, you know, I'm talking about Jason's iPhone here. He likes to put it in grayscale. Tell some people watching, tell our viewers, just maybe if, you know, grayscale can save them a little battery on their iPhone as well.
Grayscale, yes, it can save you a little bit of battery, but this is not a commercial. We gotta keep the focus on football right now. So the focus has to be on football right now, and instead of iPhones. So
I was alluding to our TigerCast News story, which you can go ahead and check out. Follow them on Twitter at EOT News, and you can also go to YouTube, type in TigerCast News, and click on the first channel link that comes up, Eye of the Tiger. So go ahead, just watch Austin Collins' entertainment section on there about Metal Gear Solid 5 and everything else on TigerCast News. As we get back to football right here, there's a quick slant pass out, as it was on a comeback route right there to number 12 for River Valley. That is JoJo Penn, and he was able to go ahead and head down to the about 15-yard line.
24, Ryan Berger. First down, Falcons.
So JoJo Penn went ahead and headed down to about the 15-yard line right there. And this next play, as they bring out the quarterback, number 7, Avery Gold, I'm going to predict a run, and I say I have a more than 50% chance of being correct. But you know what? Maybe they air it out right here, as they are more toward the left side of the field. That's where the spot placement of the ball is. And we have 2 wide receivers stacked up. And the back, oh, it is a run. I am correct. And there is the run up the middle for about 3 yards. Dante Love with the handoff.
Timeout, River Valley.
Timeout, River Valley. And we will go ahead and go to a quick break. We'll keep the mics on for you, though. Thank you for tuning in. TCSN.
I can tell. Now I'm pissed.
I'm putting in work.
That's right.
What do you? Okay, I got that iPhone thing. What the heck was that?
I'll give you advice. I'll be like, I'll talk to you later.
And we're getting back to the field now. Looks like Josh Bamford will be carried off for Roseville. We'll zoom it in on him right here. And there he is. He's being not carted off, but carried off by, looks like, a couple of Roseville coaches. Bamford, of course, number 6. Not exactly sure what happened, but that must have been the reason for the timeout. So we get back to action here. 28 seconds. We will have some interviews at halftime as I'm going to text up a potential interviewee. You might know him as the one who bombed all the shots at Bella Vista. Anyway, that's a total side note. Touchdown again for River Valley. This is starting to get embarrassing for Roseville, and that is Dante Love again, and he is just giving Roseville fans a reason to hate him, even though his last name is Love. See what I did right there? Pretty good. Another 6 up on the board for River Valley, and they're going to make it 36-14 with this extra point. Wow, 36 points in the first half. Head coach Larry Kuna might have to blow his top at the players in the weight room at halftime.
I think, Josh, that's a guarantee. The coaches, I mean, if they're not happy, there is something seriously wrong with the coaching staff. But I'm sure the coaches are definitely going to lay it into the players. This is a disappointing half, to say the least, for the Tigers. Scoring 14 points is not bad. That's a 28-point game, and that's good. But the defense, quite frankly, hasn't showed up. They haven't changed River Valley's game at all. River Valley's just doing what they want right now.
Yeah, I don't know what Roseville. I don't know what they can change, because the only thing that maybe they can change, and it looks like they've been doing this already, but I could be wrong. They really need to. Why not blitz a little bit more? Try to stuff the middles a little bit more, and I think really they need to. Because what I've been seeing is that the running backs have been bouncing a lot of their runs to the outside, so they need to do a better job at containing the outsides. There hasn't been a lot of big runs up the middle, so I think in terms of containment, that's what they need to do.
I mean, going off that, the job for containing is the outside linebackers. And I think River Valley's done an exceptional job. Their O-line is, to say the least, legit.
1st and 10 at the 20. Their own 20. Rayback dropping back. Maybe they could get into field goal range if they can get some quick slant passes and plays just like that. Rose is going to have to hurry it up, though. Not sure how many timeouts that they have. But there's 13 seconds until halftime, and if we remember, River Valley is going to receive the kickoff. So Roseville's got to get something up on the board right here if they don't want to be down by more than 20 going into the second half.
And an advantage that Roseville has that I think maybe, of course, we've only seen 2 games so far, but our kicker, Ian Evanson, has a very strong leg. So I would imagine that the closest we need to get at maximum is probably I'd say a reasonable area for Ian. I've seen him make it before, is the 35-yard line. I'd say we need to get to at least the 35-yard line and then 35-yard line and anything in front of that. I think Ian, with his strong leg, will be able to make it, honestly.
Looked like a timeout was called here. Of course, Roseville has to do it unless they want to throw some quick passes to the sideline so they could get out of bounds and conserve their timeouts. 13 seconds left on the clock. Not really much they could do with in terms of like a situation where they're going to spike the ball or something like that. But anyway, of course, this is going to be a pass, and Rayback is going to take a sack. Not what you want to do. You got to at least throw the ball away, and that looks like... All right, so another timeout going to be called with 4 seconds. Thought that they would maybe just let the time tick off the clock, but this is starting to look a little ugly for Roseville. They look out of sorts and, not like the 2-0 team that they are. And if River Valley keeps this up, they're going to add that 3rd win to the win column for them. 2nd and 10. Sure, that will be more than that after they update the scoreboard. From their own 32, they are backed up, and it looks like they're going to have to do some type of Hail Mary play unless they can pull something out in 3 seconds, miraculously getting out of bounds and in field goal range for the kick squad to come out and bop that thing in there. But you know what? We're going to have to see what happens right here. Probably look for a Hail Mary. They're going to air it out. And we do have Ben Welker coming for a halftime interview. We just want to let you know that. And here we go with Rayback. Pressure is on him. Horn sounds. Take a sack. Wow. So a disappointing and beastly first half for River Valley. Disappointing for Roseville, I should say. 36-14, 22-point game. And we will be back here. TigerCast live streams, TCSN.
As well, but there are constants that remain in Tiger territory. Tradition, the power of the pop, and our love of our country. The Alumni Association invites you to celebrate decades of Tigers as an employee never forget. Never forget those we have lost, those that have fought and continue to fight for our freedoms, and never forget, once a Tiger, always a Tiger. Thank you, alumni. The next float is the freshman class of 2019. The class of 2019 proudly takes you back to the historical moment of George Washington crossing the Delaware River. In the early hours of December 26, 1776, during the American Revolutionary War, George
guys want those at all?
organized a surprise attack
stats at all?
against the Hessian forces.
Dude, yeah, that'd be awesome. Can I just
Got a
take
pin or take a
Here, I'll
picture?
just take a picture of it, yeah.
Delaware River
Thank
won
you.
the battle. Celebrate
Thank you.
our victory with us. The next float is the sophomore class of 2018. One of the United States' proudest moments came on July 20th, 1969, when Apollo 11 successfully landed on the moon.
Holy crap.
Recreating that moment is the class of 2018 with their float based on the moon landing.
Thank you.
At the
Should be
front of the
somewhat
float
accurate.
is an
Yeah,
American family. Proudly viewing the first steps on the moon in their living room. The second half of the float depicts the astronauts on the moon taking one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Is that good?
Oh, dude, their passing yards are
The junior class of 2017 float takes you across the land of the free. In the east, Lady Liberty stands welcoming the new world, and the Washington Monument glimmers in our beloved nation's capital. Moving west through the Rocky Mountains and the great state of Texas, we get a glimpse of California, of America's wild side. Arriving at our westernmost frontier, the Golden Gate Bridge and Hollywood sign stand as testament to American potential from sea to shining sea.
Wait. Three times for negative 14 yards. 0-3 on first down conversion. Fourth down.
Seniors, class of 2016,
2 for 8, it looks like, on
is
third
proud
down
to
conversion.
present one of America's oldest and most favorite pastimes, an American carnival.
349
Be sure
yards
to
to
stop
ours,
at the vintage ticket booth first so you can purchase tickets for the lightning fast wooden roller coaster, photo booth, and mini carnival games. Between attractions, pick up a box of Cracker Jack or freshly popped popcorn from the vendors walking around the carnival. We hope you enjoy your time at the first annual class of 2016 fair. All of our classes did a great job representing the Stars and Stripes this year. Thank you. And now, for the winners. In second place, the sophomores. And in first place,
She's gonna find me.
the juniors.
Hey, we won. We won the play. What? I'm leaving, by the way. This is all you. Dude.
Rush, I'm second string.
So what?
I'm second string, bro.
We need
Tonight, the Tiger Band presents
I
a
gotta go
tribute
talk to
to our
Future
heroes from 9/11. They will be
talk to a
performing a
nice
salute
person
to
out there.
freedom, and this is my country.
Yeah, wait, what do you say?
The Tiger Band is led by drum major Amanda Lope, horn captain Serena Vallejo, drums captain Frankie Consulo, and color guard captain Anika Kelly. Drum instructor is John Garcia, color guard instructor is Robin DeCree, and band director is Mark Koppelmeyer.
I can see you're doing nothing like always. Oh.
He's second color commentator. Alright, I got you. I don't know what the new one.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have our special guest, Ben Welker, who is, by the way, I'd like to mention, he is a part of this program. So, Ben, watching the first half of the game, what has stood out to you as either the most positive thing for River Valley or the most negative thing for Roseville?
Okay. Well, the most positive thing for River Valley is to have that number 6 running back. I mean, hand the ball off to him. That's all you got to do. Yeah, I mean, the guy's unstoppable. You can't beat him. Like, he beats everyone on the outside. So I honestly just try to contain him as much as you can. That's the only hope for Roseville at this point.
Ben, if we were to tell you that River Valley is averaging 11.6 yards per play, what would you say are the chances of Roseville to even win or close the gap at this point?
Well, looking at the score, and with 11.6 yards per play, I don't think there's any chance for them to close the gap unless they can somehow stop the running game. I mean, that's their only hope at this point.
I like what you said about the containing thing. We kind of touched on that earlier. That there's almost been no runs up the middle. They've all been either bounced to the outside or been designed for the outside, and barely any pass plays. The quarterback is 3 for 5. He has 124 yards, but the big pass play, there's only one. So Roseville's priority has to be to stop the run easily. And
If they can get, sorry, but if they can stop the run on the first 2 series, and like if they can get 3 and outs and have positive offensive plays and score some points, then there might be a chance. But if they don't do it in the first couple of possessions, I don't see there much hope for them left for the rest of the game.
Now, you bring up scoring on plays. It's not that simple. Like, how does Roseville score on this pretty touted defense?
Well, that's a great question to me. For the touchdowns that they've had have been, breakout runs, breaking tackles, bouncing off people. So I guess just keeping the feet moving, just trying to work through, get as much yards as you can, just keep the feet going. And yeah, just try to keep getting positive amounts of yards, like 4, 5, 6, those sort of plays.
so, Ben, we're going to ask you for an inside perspective. You've been down on the other side in the Tiger Cage, and you were here, obviously, last year in the Tiger Cage.
Yes.
It is much better this year, but how much of a difference? I mean, how big of a difference is it compared to? Comparing last year and this year, just how much more fun is it being down there?
Well, and even though we are losing, we haven't had a lot to cheer about. It's still been fun. It's been exciting. We've been chanting. It's full. I mean, if you look, it's very. There are no empty spots. Everyone's engaged in the game. So, comparing it to last year, I'd say it's 100 times. It's 100% better. It's what Roseville really is spirit-wise, and I'm glad that the seniors and juniors are able to lead and get the students excited to come out to games again, which is awesome.
I mean, it's going off of that.
With the Hubuzela?
Going off of that, I mean, it's not really hard to improve from last year. Last year was pretty pathetic in football attendance. So, but seeing this, I mean, they're organized more. They're chanting. I mean, the people that did come last year, I didn't hear them.
Yep.
And I mean, do you think that will have an impact on the team as the season goes?
Yes, I think it will. I mean, last year attendance wasn't very good. It was way down than years before. I also think it's helped that they moved the JV game back to tonight because now families are staying, but also it gives people a chance to come earlier now. And I feel like it will affect the team because if you have a great fan base behind you, you're gonna be able to play much better. You're gonna be more excited. You're gonna want to do it for your teammates as well as the fans. So.
Ben, doesn't it kind of say something that we almost have a full crowd tonight, and this is a preseason game that most people think don't matter.
Yeah.
So when they get to league, I mean, we're almost expecting bigger numbers than this, too.
Yes.
So, I mean, what does it say about the fans that they are coming out to, I don't want to say a meaningless game, but a less meaningful game than
Less
league?
impactful game.
Yeah.
I would say that's credit to the team, honestly, because they're putting out the product and they're winning right now. Obviously, they're not playing as well tonight, but the first 2 games, they beat a really good Chico team, and they handled their business with Rio. So, people are excited. People want to come out and support the team, and if they can get through preseason with a good record when we play Antelope and consume this, our crowds will be off the charts, I think. And there won't be an empty seat. You'll just see orange and black. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope they can keep this up.
Yeah, you brought up the Antelope game. That should be fun. I mean, last year here, it came down to the last play.
Yep.
So it should be fun, and we should get a bunch of support, even on road games,
Yes.
for the team. I want to bring it, instead of looking at the players, let's look at the coaching staff. How do you think the coaching staff has overall done in this game or this season?
Well, I think they made nice adjustments in the Chico game to come from behind. So they know what they're doing. It's just what I'm looking forward to seeing what adjustments they're going to make this half. I mean, it's kind of hard to contain such a good player like number 6 on the fly in the middle of a game because you only have a limited amount of timeouts and limited amount of time to talk about it on the sideline. So if they can come out this half and contain him and make adjustments on the defensive end and on the offensive end, then I think it'll be more of a positive effect.
But at the end of the day, players have to play.
Yes.
And I mean, it's not. I don't think it's more of a lack of effort, but maybe they're emotionally drained from this big day. I mean, we had a big rally. Tensions were almost high. Emotion was high. And now that they didn't score, it's more of a letdown. So how do you think they'll get the energy back up on the field?
Well, I think that we're very excited. They were pumped up, obviously, for this game. I mean, seniors, obviously, because this is the last homecoming game. So I don't think the problem was energy and, like, a letdown. I think it was just they were just hit, like, first, and they couldn't respond.
Yeah,
I mean, they
they
responded, but they just kept getting hit repeatedly, and they couldn't quite get back up like they did that first drive. So I think they're just a little, I wouldn't say shocked, but just a little
nervous, maybe?
Not nervous. Yeah. I mean, they're just So I think that they'll come out, they'll be excited, they'll want to make a comeback. So I'm waiting to see what their energy is going to be like.
With 7:40 left in halftime, we're gonna see the dance team real quick. Ben.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to get your prediction for the rest of this game. Give me a scoreline for the second half.
Well, it doesn't look good for Roseville, in my opinion. Again, it's the first 2 drives. Those are the biggest ones. If they can contain, get some punts, maybe get a turnover, then it's a different ball game. But yeah, so we'll see. Geez, I can't give you a score right now. Probably like 27 Roseville, maybe like close to like 55, something like that.
Wow, you're calling a blowout.
I am.
I mean, the stats would show that you're right. I think we're gonna go off. Thank you so much, Ben, for coming on. You did great.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
We're just gonna wait. We only have 6:30 left in halftime, and we will get back to. Hopefully, will become a comeback.
Yes, let's hope.
We'll see you soon.
All right, sounds good.
Can someone walk me down? Can someone walk me down so I can get back in? Someone. Alright.
Yo, 16 seconds left.
And we'd like to welcome you back to the second half. Period 3, as the halftime clock winds out. It is a 22-point deficit, 36-14. Pretty rough. 11.6 yards per play. That's what River Valley is averaging right now. It's crazy. Every single time they hike the ball, they're getting first down and more. So Roseville got to find a way to get some kind of spark going if they want any chance of even making this game look respectable.
Yeah, we have to. I obviously have to thank the one of the River Valley fans who was able to provide us with stats. River Valley is averaging 11.6 yards per play. So to put that in context for you, they're basically averaging a first down every single play, while Roseville is averaging about 8.2 yards per play. In terms of quarterback comparison, Avery Gold is 3 for 5 for 124 yards, and Blake Rayback is 3 for 9 for 54 yards. The leading wide receiver for Roseville is Tyler Hopt, number 3, who's caught 3 passes for 54 yards. He has the only receptions for Roseville, while there are. Actually, let me bounce to the running backs real quick. Number 6, Dante Love, has 13 rushes for 125 yards, and Pearson, number 20 for River Valley, has 11 rushes for 98 yards. So the two backs combined have over 200 yards rushing, which is ridiculous when you think about it, just how dominant these backs have been. Turnovers, Roseville has turned the ball over once, River Valley none. Total yards, River Valley has over 300 and Roseville has over it looks like 260. Yards per rush, and it's weird, honestly, when you think about how dominant the running backs have been for River Valley. Roseville's actually averaging more yards per rush, about 11 per rush, and River Valley is only 10. So yeah, they're kind of even, but you would expect, honestly, just by how dominant the backs have been for River Valley, for their rushing numbers to be a lot higher. So let's focus back in on the actual play going on the field. Start of the third quarter, score update, like you can see on our screen, 36-14. Tiger Cage getting loud. They're going to need to. They're going to need to give Roseville some energy because they've been lacking energy this whole game right now. So here we go. Kickoff about to get underway. Stand up for the kickoff. Ball caught at about the 22. I gotta say, I do not know what the returner was doing there. He was running east and west when he really needed to go north and south right there. He had nobody around him. So, ball will be on 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for River Valley. Handoff to number 20, Pearson, and there goes Pearson again. I feel like that's been the story. Wow, that has been the story of the night. Pearson and Love just totally obliterating Roseville's defense. I don't even want to say run defense because it's their entire defense. It doesn't matter what Roseville set up. The backs have just been able to slice and dice our defense. So like I said, I alluded earlier to, well, alluded is the wrong word. I compared these backs to, I compared Pearson to LeGarrette Blunt, just as a power running back, and he's really, I mean, he's proven the point right here. Okay, so Pearson, I've noticed, On most of his runs, they've been designed to go up the middle. Now, we talked about how earlier most of the runs have been bounced to the outside. Yes, they have. The majority of them have. But in terms of at the beginning, the design of the play, most of the runs up the middle have been given to Pearson, and a lot of the other outside runs have been given to Love. So it's a compliment to each of their strength. Pearson stronger, Love faster. And as I'm saying that, like I said, Pearson is like a lot of the plays have been designed to go up the middle, but like I said, he can bounce it outside, which he just showed right there. But there is a flag on the play, and let's see what the referee calls. And it looks like it's going to be a holding on River Valley. So that'll negate the big run by Pearson. If it was 2nd and 6, I believe, I think now it's going to be 2nd and 16. No, wait a minute. Looks like there's confusion. River Valley walked all the way back to their original spot, but now they walked back up to the 29-yard line. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I think what happened, it wasn't a holding at the line of scrimmage. It was a holding near farther along the play, somewhere along the 20, and then they backed it up 10 yards. So
yeah, nonetheless, Izala's coming back up to the booth here. Big run again by Pearson. This one just fighting. Tiger Cage just threw the powder, trying to find some way to get fired up here with 10:24 to go in the third period. We've seen many rushes tonight. Arias from the Dirty Dingoes with the tackle. Two wide receivers left. Wow, jumbling words right there. Lined up on that left side. Still, one went in motion. I believe that was Pearson who went in motion too. They seem to be doing that play a lot, lining him up as a wide receiver, sending him in motion, maybe letting him run free to either side of the field for extra yardage.
And give him a little bit more momentum as he's moving along.
Yeah. Well, definitely with a speedy back like that, if you get some acceleration, building up in him, and take that one farther than just doing it from a standstill or not as many steps,
Yeah, if you think about like track runners, how they start at a dead stop, think of how much an advantage a track runner had if he had like a 20-yard head start, and not head start, started 20 yards back, sprinted, and then as soon as he got to the start line, then everybody decided to go, he'd be way farther ahead of everybody.
Yeah, that's definitely a strategy that they're implementing here. And they just keep pounding away.
Pearson stopped by number 25, Ryan Crawley.
As the quarterback again for River Valley, Avery Gould. I don't know if he has one touchdown pass tonight, to be honest. I know that their extra point kicker has a 2-point conversion pass. This one, finally, the run block gets there, and they're able to stop him in the backfield for a loss. Have not seen much of that tonight from Roseville, but they brought it right there.
Yeah, I know. It's one of the first running attempts that have gotten stuffed in the backfield. Seems like every run attempt that River Valley does is just down the field and far away and gone.
That is true, my friend. Two wide receivers lined up on that left side, putting them in motion again. Fake the handoff, hand it off to Pearson up the middle, stopped. So Roseville seems to catch onto that play, latch onto that play. Up to speed with that play now as they've ran it so many times tonight. Have a couple Tigers down, but they all get up. 7:40 to go in this third period. Still 36-14. Gold comes over from the sideline after receiving the play from the coach. They look to line up again for yet another play on this drive. Let's see the formation. Looks like the same one they've been running all night with a single back. They got Pearson lined up on that left side, except they do not run him behind the QB this time. Scramble, pass. That one just thrown a little bit too far to the right. Flag on the play, though. Lost track of how many flags it's been.
I think it's been like 10. I think it's been 10. Somewhere around 10.
So not really sure. Okay, so here we go. It's a false start against River Valley. That will pin him back.
Tigers decline the penalty, bringing up fourth down.
So here we go. Their kicker's name might be Josh Clark as well, 4th and 11. They're going to attempt it, and the kick is no good. It is short, so maybe a little bit of hope for Roseville, 36-14. They need to get something started, and when I say started, they need to get it started now. And we are still on the lookout. We're on the watch for Jaggers. We don't know where he's gone. The 4th ranked tight end in the nation has 0 catches tonight for 0 yards. Maybe they look to target him here. Instead, the quarterback will take off again. I'm not really sure what Roseville's doing. Fumble. And this one is going to be recovered by the offense. Nope. Recovered by the defense. So Blake Grayback with yet another scramble out of the pocket. He's looked like Colin Kaepernick tonight with 2 fumbles on the run. Big, strong guy, but still, I mean, nothing doing on those runs. Number 4 tight end in the country still has 0 receptions for 0 yards. And 0 targets.
Yeah, he hasn't been targeted either, right?
They have not tried to throw to Jaggers all night. And here is the similar formation we've seen all night. Handoff, Roseville stuffs it, flag. This game's starting to get a real repetitive with all the runs and with all of the same formation by River Valley, play after play. And so far in the night, they've gotten many yards out of that formation. We're going to our expert insight, the backup, Sam Toomey, with a little comment on all these runs.
All these runs have been killing the Tigers defense, and they almost look tired. They're subbing a lot more than they did in the first half. I don't know if that's a coaching decision to get new players in or to maybe get fresh legs type of thing. Here's a play action. He looks to be running. He just runs out of bounds. There was nothing that was played very well defensively by Roseville. They covered all of his targets, and the only way he would get a completed throw was to turn around and throw to the opposite field, which a quarterback never does.
Should never do.
Is told never to do. But maybe that would have worked that time. Roseville did a great job. They got a lot of penetration. They had 3 orange jerseys following number 7. Damn, I was about to say number 7, Avery Guild. Avery Guild. He's had a very good game. I would almost compare him to Alex Smith. Not really a game manager, but he does his job. And there again, number 20, we've said it all night, number 20 and number 6 have been lighting up the scoreboard. We said it before, if the Tigers couldn't stop the run game, they were going to have a long night.
I think when you were talking about Alex Smith, I think the point, and I think you just misplaced your words here. I think you were trying to say that Alex Smith is not like a big playmaker. He's more of a game manager instead of a bigger.
He does more than that.
Yeah, he does do more than that. But I guess Alex in the past. Oh, and a blocked kick by Ben Zonizer.
Knew everything.
Exactly, he can do everything. We've been saying that since last game, and we missed the Chico game, but he probably had a big game there too. So one can only guess. So 42-14 with 6:27 left in the third, and
Tigers offense.
Sam, I think it's pretty safe to say that. I don't want to say it.
I think it's kind of interesting. We've been talking about Jimmy, rightfully so. He's thought to be a good player. He's a good prospect.
Yep.
He's big time, as Josh would say. Yep. Then there's Ben. He's already made an impact this season. Yep. Maybe looking for an MVP in the CVC. Who knows?
Probably.
It's interesting that the offense is a little stifled because they have 2 big weapons. And I think I have to kind of put a little onus on the coaching staff. They have to get their playmakers the ball in the right spot.
Yeah.
And put a little on Blake. I mean, this is his offense, almost his team, theoretically. And, I mean, I wouldn't say he's not delivering, but man, that's a fumble on the kickoff.
I want to ask, what is going on here? This is unbelievable. What is that, 3 or 4 turnovers tonight? I'm sorry if I have to rant on this live stream, but I want to ask Roseville to get their head out of the hole that they're in, wherever they're in. Doesn't matter, okay? They need to stop sleeping. They need to wake up and see that they got a football game to play right here, or else they're going to be down by 30 points plus, okay? 42-14. And River Valley has it again in Roseville territory at the 25-yard line. 6:20 to go in the third quarter. This is unbelievable. They need their heads out of the quicksand and start breathing, start living, and really start to make an impact on this game if they want to make the score look any respectable, or if they want to go to that dance tomorrow night and think, I laid it all out there on that field, and you know what? If they don't do that, then they're just going to go there and just going to say, whatever, and that's how they're going to treat the rest of the season. They need to set something right now. Even if they're not going to be able to come back and win this game, they need to set something right now that will stay in their minds for the rest of the season, that they're not going to give up no matter what the score is or no matter what the situation is. There's 6 minutes left in the third quarter of this homecoming game. All these fans came out to see a game. There's no KCRA game of the week or none of that, but the homecoming week is enough motivation for them to do something here. 42-14, this is an embarrassment to me.
Going off of that, Roseville fans, relax. This is one game. This does not determine a season. I mean, if they play like this, their season's going to go down the drain. But this is one game. They're still 2-1 after this game if they lose. I mean, it's very likely that they're going to be 2-1, which above 500, they could still go 9-1 on the season. That's still a great season. I don't think anyone expected perfection. So let's just hit the brakes. I know Josh is a little frustrated because he's devout Roseville fan. He once a Tiger, always a Tiger. And we just need to pump the brakes. It's one game.
I do. Let's see this next play right here. To about down to the 1. When I'm on these live streams, it is my goal to show no favoritism towards any side. Before I pass it to Jason, I'm just going to make a quick side note, though. I don't like to see any team give up. And that's basically what Roseville looks like they're doing here. And that sets a precedent for the rest of their season. If times get tough, if the score is not in your favor by this much, Roseville's never led tonight. They never led. And they're just giving up on a big night like this. I don't see that as a move that is going to help them for the rest of the season.
I have to comment on that throw by Avery Gold right there. Rolling to his opposite side. He's rolling to his left, right-handed quarterback. The amount of rotation that you need to get while you're rolling to your left as a right-handed quarterback is ridiculous. Your power automatically goes from, it goes down when you're rolling to your left and throwing as a right-handed quarterback. So to do that for about 30 yards and to put it on the money, that was an extremely impressive pass, I have to say. And, and it makes you wonder, well, not necessarily wonder, but when you think about how effective their running game is, if their running game wasn't effective, I'm not sure that they would have a huge problem throwing it, because based off that throw, they could throw the ball.
Not to give all the blame to Roseville, I feel like we're kind of bagging on Roseville right now, but River Valley, this is a big impression that they're setting in. I mean, they could go up to Del Oro, compete with them, with how stacked of a lineup they have with the run game, and we haven't even seen their quarterback really to his full talent, and their defense has looked far superior than anything Roseville's seen.
Yeah, the Falcons are preying off of a Tiger team that looks like, they're just out of gas in this one. But I do have to give credit to where credit's due. River Valley has played a solid game tonight, really good game. They're almost at 50 points, by the way, and 2 points away from that mark to be exact, and their run game has just been pounded. They've just been barbecuing Roseville all night with that play. Anyway, this one right here, not fumbled, so that's a good sign. The last two were. And Roseville, look, I'm not saying this is anything huge on their season. It's a preseason game, and it's one game. But, they don't want to set any bad habits in this, and that's the only reason why I'm writing on them. If you're still with us, we got to give you a big thank you. It is 48-14 in the third quarter. Roger's going to head to In-N-Out, but for those of you who are still here, we got to thank you for sticking with us here on TCSN TigerCast live streams. And Roseville will get the ball. Fake snap, 3. On the third count, they finally hand it off. And guess what? It's a run, but a gain of yards on the play. Maybe try some new stuff near the end of this game, which it looks like Roseville's way too far back to come back. But Fat Lady has not sung yet, and we know that it's not over till the Fat Lady sings. But I believe Roseville, personally for me, what do you think, Jason? You think Roseville should start to try out a couple new plays, maybe kind of expand for something in the future?
Not necessarily try out new plays. I think I should try new players. I think this is a good time to put in some players who may not get as much playing time. Just like number 32, Logan Lamberson right there, who does not get as much playing time just because of Ben and Jay. But not necessarily new plays. I think what they're going to do is just put in new players.
I mean, that was certainly a play that we haven't seen from Roseville lately. We've actually seen that from River Valley. That looked like a fullback end around. Logan Lamberton came from the opposite side after a play action to Ben. Here's Ben running into a brick wall, it seems, as that D-line.
I believe that was on us. It looked like maybe number 3, Tyler Hopp, for a second. But anyway, yeah, I mean, a good play, a good point on the last play from Sam Toomey there with the fullback end around. And he's using some of that terminology that he picks up from watching football or playing Madden, so applying it here on the live stream for y'all tonight. And they will huddle up at about the 40-yard line. And it is 2nd and 8 from the 31 of River Valley, looking to possibly drive and make this game and score a little bit more respectable. Targeting Josh Clark, and again, targeting a receiver, but not targeting the and when I say the, I mean the tight end that usually all teams plan for. The other teams must think they're doing a pretty good job of shutting him down. I mean, I'm just being honest. The other teams must think they must be doing a pretty good job of shutting him down, but Roseville honestly isn't targeting him. They targeted him once this whole night, as there was a correction on that from earlier.
I mean, it's not even tonight. He only has 1 reception in 2 home games this season. I don't know what he did at Chico because that's far away. But in 2 games, he's only had 1 reception, and that was a run for nowhere, it seems, like most of them tonight.
Well, just analyzing this game. Just analyzing this game right now. You know, when the quarterback runs this much, do you think the players at all, I mean, you played, and do you think the players at all, when the quarterback runs this much, do the players at all kind of get discouraged, like, okay, he's just going to take off again, I don't need to be doing my full job, I can just go half speed on this, you know? What do you think? Because he's just been running it, you know, and there's a point where mobile quarterbacks have to run, but he's been doing a little bit too much.
I don't think players get discouraged. I don't think they don't start to do their job. I think that is I think that's unfair to assume. I think they still always do their job. They always go as hard as they can. But people, okay, I think one of the biggest things that people talk about in sports is I don't even know how to put it really. A lot of people talk about the mental game of sports, and as much as people say they can put it away, and as much as people say that it doesn't affect them, it's always there. It's always there. You can't get rid of it. So to be losing 48-14 in the third quarter, to have played as poorly as you have played, there is obviously going to be a little bit of mental fatigue. I mean, you can't. I mean, a lot of people say that they can push it away, but it's always there. You can't get rid of it. So I think Roseville is just mentally fatigued.
Definitely now down by 34 points. Doubt has definitely set in on the players' minds, and you can't defend against that. And that is a touchdown caught by Josh Clark. Great throw by Blake Rayback.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the board for Roseville here. Definitely not going to be as enthusiastic, you know, just looking at the score of the game. But basically what you got to do is just, like Jason said, you know, possibly try some new players. This is such a cliche saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. You just basically got to do your best for the rest of the game. I mean, try to build on some stuff and, you know, figure out ways that, okay, what can we run? What kind of players can we play so this never happens again? And that's not good right there. But anyway, I'll pass it to me.
It's a little disheartening that Roseville is actually finding success with only 2 minutes left of the third quarter and down by now 28 points. It's a little disheartening that they're just now finding success when they should have had it much earlier.
Yeah, they need to string together some success too. You know, they just only put up one, you know, 6-point trip there in so many trips and after so many turnovers. So, yeah, they need to figure this out and they need to figure it out fast. But
two kind of troubling problems for the team so far. Penalties, as we've seen, they get a lot of penalties. And now the turnovers are starting to catch up with them. It doesn't look like a good sign for the season, but again, it's only one game, and they're still 2-1.
That's right. Roseville will kick off this time to River Valley with exactly 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Well, I guess my prediction about a close game coming down to the last play, this is a funny point here, is totally thrown out the back window now. But anyway, we all fail to predict stuff sometimes. Sometimes we're successful, sometimes we're not. Clearly, I was not successful in predicting neither the outcome or the, I guess, in proximity, closeness of points in this game. 48-20, 48-20. That is a 28-point lead. They are up by 4 touchdowns. You know, and it's really crazy to see, you know, even though this has been a blowout, think about it. They're up by 4 touchdowns right now. That's just crazy. False start or encroachment. We'll find out.
Delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Wow, neither one. Just kind of how the night's gone here at Roseville. For River Valley, though, they have played super hard. I mean, honestly, they have just played their hearts out here, and a 28-point lead for them on and this impenetrable defense and ground attack, just rough ground attack for them has been, you know, a thorn in Roseville's side. Short play right there. And, yeah, I mean, we're not even in the 4th quarter yet. And it's not over, so the fat lady sings, but I think those pipes are more than lukewarm.
I got to give it up to the Tiger Cage right now. They're still looking strong. Not as good as, or yes, as loud as it was at the start of the game, but they're still here, and got to give it up to them for showing the support to the team that's quite possibly already lost this game.
Well, they can't, like Jason said earlier, you can't expect perfection. Roseville ain't going to win every single game. And the fans know that too. And so, you know, they got to stick around through thick and thin for their team, just like many other bad teams fans have had to do for those teams as well. I'm not saying Roseville's a bad team, but I'll say bad games, you know, but some fans stick around for bad teams, you know, every single game they getting blown out. Almost every single game, fans are still there. So for one game, Roseville 2-0, now going to be 2-1. Unless some miracle happens, they'll be 2-1. And River Valley will be 3-0, but the fans still sticking around right here on Friday Night Football. Tigercast live streams brought to you by TCSN on Friday Night Football. And here we go. Deep ball. Just short of the intended receiver. Number 11 was the intended receiver, Kyle Williams. Man, he looks like he's got a lot of options here.
And they're in a weak division.
So, Josh, let's think about this for a second. Down by 4 touchdowns. There's 41 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. If you're the coach, if you are the coach, do you continue, because league starts next week, they
have a bye week.
Okay. League starts the week after. If you're the coach, do you keep your starters in to get them reps, to get them more prepared for league, or do you put in your backups to get them reps?
Well, reps are reps, and you know what? You got to give the reps to the backups right now because you don't want to risk injury in a game like this. You know, the main thing that I think about when you're playing in a blowout game and you're on the opposite end, you know, you could risk injury to a big player. Like we saw Adam Bassana go down last year. I'm not saying that was in a blowout situation, but something like that, I mean, God forbid, happened here. You know, we don't want anything like that to happen to any team. And so for a coach be smart in this situation to play his backups, get them reps. And you know what? The starters, people will talk some sense into them. They'll get some encouragement from their friends. Their coach will talk some sense into them. They'll be ready for the next game in 2 weeks.
I mean, this is a juggling act that Coach Larry Cunha has to make. He, on one hand, he wants to make the message that, hey, the game's not over. We can still come out of this hole and become victorious. Or he can play it safe, take out all the starters and just say that this game's a wash. We'll go on to the next game, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think the backups are the smart thing to do. Now, what I think that Roseville, I guess, okay, my I guess analysis on Roseville last week has completely done a 180 from last week to this week. And the reason why I say that is because our defense was monstrous last game. They were so dominant, and our offense was so dominant. I mean, I saw us play last week and went, you know what? We're going to have a really good season. But, and I'm not saying we still can't have a good season, because it's very possible. But, looking at them now, I have to think that, you know, this is going to be a huge wake-up call for Roseville. They're good. They have a crud load of talent. I mean, they're stacked almost everywhere. But playing against a harder team and a really good team, a team that is actually ranked higher than them, you know, this has got to be a huge wake-up call for them as Blake Rayback scores. Finally, we put the ball across the line and get it into the end zone, which is what seems like. When was the last time we scored? Was it?
It's in this quarter.
Yeah, it was this quarter, but it was a long time ago.
It's kind of funny that the Tigers have already scored one less point than they did. They scored one less point. They scored 13 points in this quarter, and they scored 14 points in one half. So the offense is actually coming alive. I don't know if it's a combination of River Valley putting in subs, but I think the offense is actually getting better as this game has gone on, but too little too late maybe.
Yeah. And I feel like we're putting a lot of heavy criticism. And finally,
Oh my goodness! The dam has broke. Jimmy Jaggers has a reception. Jimmy Jaggers has a reception. The dam has broke, ladies and gentlemen. With 3 seconds to go in the third quarter, Jimmy Jaggers has finally caught a pass here. The number 4 ranked tight end in the country has finally caught a pass for 2 points, and it is 48-28, getting it to a 20-point game. 3 seconds left in this period, number 3, and they will kick it off here to River Valley, and then the third period will be over, and we will start the fourth. Receiving unit out for River Valley, and the kickoff from the 40 in Evanston. We'll let it fly, and we'll see what River Valley can do on the return. And here is Evanston with the kickoff. This one is just going to bounce with the flag. Going out of bounds with 3 seconds left in period number 3. So on this 9/11 home game, of course, we are honoring the families and the fallen in the malicious attacks on the World Trade Center just 14 years ago. We had a moment of silence for them earlier at the school and most people around the nation. And here we go with the toss. Cut it back to the left as the horn sounds. Tackle him down the backfield. And we will take a quick break. Fourth quarter is coming up. 48-28, River Valley over Roseville.
So we welcome you back to Anson Field, where River Valley is up 48-28 on Roseville. Pitch to the right side to number 6, who I don't remember seeing a whole lot. Yeah, I don't remember seeing Love a whole lot in the third quarter. A lot of it was Pearson. I know at the start of the half, it was Pearson, back to back. But I think that was just probably for rest purposes.
I mean, I think we alluded to this before. I think River Valley is exploiting the Tigers' corners. Every run they have is bounced to the outside. And I think that was actually designed by the coaches in film, saying, hey, guys, you're faster, you're stronger, and the corners can't tackle. I mean, I think that's what's going through River Valley's mind right now.
Yeah, and honestly, knowing, I know almost everybody on the football team. I've talked to them, and the position that they said that they're lacking not skill in but depth in is corner. Our corners are good. Obviously, everybody on the team is good. But in terms of depth, I heard that our corners were the ones who were lacking the most depth. And both of them, one being Ben Zonizer and Ryan Berger, they're both seniors. So they're not even going to be here next year. So who knows how they're going to fill that corner spot next year.
And again, that was bounced to the outside. It has to be. I think every run, maybe one or two runs were up the middle, but other than that, it's been to the outside, and they've found success.
So here we go, 3rd and 11 on the 33 for River Valley. Finally, another pass. And incomplete. So that'll bring up a 4th and 11 for River Valley. Going to see the punt team here. And River Valley, I have to give a quick side note on them. Their kicker has got a leg. He had a touchback earlier in this game. His punts have been on point.
NFL ready.
Yeah, man, this guy is a. I thought our kicker was good, which he is, but this kicker, man.
He's had it.
Yeah, he's given Ian a run for his money.
And they're punting? Looks like it.
And see, there we go. A nice punt, making a return man, and flag on the play.
Looks like it's on the catch.
It was near the catch. We'll have that for you once we get the call.
That's interesting that they changed to Josh Clark, who is a sure-handed individual as you're going to get. They did earlier, I think it was at the end of the second quarter, they had 2 straight fumbles off of kick returns. So, yeah. I mean, the change needed to be made. It was made, and Josh got that.
Yeah. Josh, I don't even know if you noticed, but you kind of did a pun right there. Sure-handed, wide receiver. Josh is good with his hands. Yeah. Josh actually last week got the KCRA3 Catch of the Week on a. I couldn't tell you the yardage on the play, but he had a very, very nice catch and run last week, and Josh is a great weapon for Roseville. So drop back for Rayback and heading to Josh. And there we go, Josh Clark, as we were giving him all the praise, just had a amazing catch.
That was in double coverage, and Blake threaded it, and Josh somehow caught that. I don't know if the corner put his hands up, but it seemed like Josh didn't have to jump up to get that, and he caught it.
A lot of NFL insiders and coaches you hear, they'll talk about going up and getting the ball. Talking about going up and getting the ball, catching it at his highest point. Josh is a tall guy. Got long arms, so obviously looking at River Valley's corner, he's a little bit shorter, so height advantage for Josh there. And Josh is on the opposite side of the field now.
This is an interesting matchup. We have Dante Love versus the best receiver on Roseville, Josh Clark, on the outside.
Speed versus speed right there. That that was like a couple weeks ago. Mari Cooper versus Patrick Peterson. Speed versus speed.
Leverson, the ball
So,
carrier, gain of 5 seconds.
Great corner versus a great wide receiver. And looks like a little bit of confusion. That's 2 plays in a row. Well, that's 2 plays recently where we've had a Roseville player come out on the field late. So 2nd and 5 with 9:50 left in the 4th quarter.
It's interesting that Cunha has put in as Blake stepped up in the pocket and gets hugged down to the ground. It's interesting that Coach Cunha is kept with his starters for this game, which is a 20-point deficit. They are cutting the deficit a lot. It was originally 36, I believe, at the start of the quarter. So they are cutting it a lot. And we did wonder if he was going to do this, and he has kept the starters in.
You have to think. I know there's 9 minutes left, but anything can happen. You get a score within the next minute.
2 scores, it's a 6 point.
Yeah, 2 scores, 6-point game. So you score soon, get a 3 and out as a drop-off pass to Josh Clark. But get a quick score, quick stop, score again, and you're right back in it. Now, I know that's a tall task, but anything can happen. But before we get to talking about comebacks, Roseville first has to get past this 4th and 11 in front of them if they want to have any chance of getting back in this game.
I'm looking at the ball either going to Josh Clark, who has been big this quarter, or, again, 6'6", number 82, Jimmy Jaggers.
Would be nice. Yeah, it'd be nice to just throw it up to Jimmy. So here we go, Blake Rayback dropping back, throwing deep. Josh Clark. Josh Clark, the man of the night for Roseville right now. I have to say, Cooley alumni, I'm a homer, I gotta say that. But man, he's having that.
Tonight we've been giving the spotlight to, understandably, Ben Zonheiser and Jimmy Jaggers, but Josh Clark is coming into his own tonight. This might be a breakout game for JC11.
Yeah. Now you look at we talked about, and there we go. So now I'll be right back. I gotta update the score. I'm gonna toss the mic to Sam Toomey.
Now that was a rare time where the run this half has actually gotten somewhere. That was a good play up the middle. The offensive line on that play really pushed River Valley's defensive line back. It looks like they're going for 2, which is understandable with the large deficit. You got 2 on the right, now 3 on the right. Look at Josh Clark in motion. He's on the line. Oh, it's a throw, and he's in. That was a nice play. Way to use his legs by Blake Rayback. We told you he was good with his legs, told you he was good with his arms, and that was actually a good decision with River Valley's coverage, actually very sound on that play.
So, now, we got to look at the score here. 48-36 as I update the score here. 8 minutes left. So, you got to think. Quick 3 and out, another score, and Roseville's right back in it.
I'm watching on the sideline right here. Number 20, Clarence Pearson, coming onto the field. We haven't seen him really at all this 4th quarter, and that's kind of a telling thing. I think River Valley's a little scared, maybe a little bit, but I think they're putting in Clarence Pearson.
Well, they got Pearson and Love back there, so we saw a lot of the dual back threat in the first half, so probably gonna head back to that. Now, I know it's been more negative in terms of what we've been saying about Roseville tonight, and I think honestly after watching this game, the first half, There was a lot of negative to talk about. But this second half, they have definitely cleaned it up. They're playing a lot better, and they've given themselves a chance to come back.
Well, when you think, as Clarence goes down around, and he goes down around the 32, and it's actually interesting that River Valley scored 36 in the first half, and now they've been held to 12 points in the second half. We were harping on that Roseville needed to make defensive changes. It seems like they have. They've actually stopped the run to a reasonable amount and forced River Valley to throw, which I don't think is their game per se. This is a big possession. If they get a 4-and-out here or a turnover, we have a ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. This is a huge possession for Roseville, and it's gonna be a test to their mindset and their defensive. I want to say, for lack of a better word, presence, which has given up 48 points tonight. But most of that came in the first half, and they, like you said, they cleaned it up. They've cleaned up a lot of their act. You know, I said earlier we did bag on them a lot in the first half, but there has been a lot of negative stuff to say about them in the second half. There's been a lot more positive this second half than negative, and they look really good right now. They look like they did last week.
Cunha must have told them something. The coaching staff woke this Tiger team up. Now they're roaring, and they're trying to hold the Falcons to minimal soaring as Dante Love goes to the right and cuts back, and again he goes to the outside and gains yards.
And I am back now. Of course, it's going to be a brand new test for Roseville with 7:06 to go in this fourth quarter, only down 12. So, you know, a lot of stuff happened while, you know, Raj and I were over there in the student section. So we were just checking things out, you know, seeing how the atmosphere was. A lot of students leaving, but they might have left too early because this game still has a chance. I mean, 12 points, you can get an 8, and then you could get, you know, a field goal or another touchdown. A field goal, of course, if you got an 8 and then a field goal, you'd still be down, but down by 1 to be exact. But anyway, yeah, those students over there might have been filing out too early because this game is only 12, but it is first down 10 from the 45, and Roseville's got to get, like you said, a quick. Well, no, they can't get a 3-and-out now, but they got to get a quick defensive possession to go here. They got to get River Valley off of the field so they can get that offense back on, orchestrating again, try to get into the end zone.
Yeah, Josh, one of the things that we talked about in your absence is the third quarter featured a lot of for Roseville it featured a lot more I think maybe organization, really, in terms of just actually, you know, organization is probably not the right word to use. More fire. They just came out so much more energized, and this second half has been a lot more fun to watch than the first half, I must say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, now they got 36 points up on the board. You would think, you know, if you would have told me before this game that Roseville was going to score 36 points and trail, I probably would have said, really? Like, because their defense has been looking good. You know, they held Rio Linda to 21 points in the last game, but obviously this is a brand new opponent and a much better opponent tonight in River Valley.
Not only did they hold River Valley to 21 points, it was actually 7 when the starters left, I think. So most of it was when the bench was in. So that score's a little skewed. But back in this fourth, we did say that River Valley was probably going to go to their bread and butter. Number 6, Dante Love, and number 20, Clarence Pearson. I think they've gotten the ball every single play this quarter.
Yeah, that's a good point. And, of course, they put Love in the motion right there, handoff. And flag flies, they hand it off to Pearson again, going up the middle. Let's see what this flag is on the play.
I want to point out, on that play, they've been running the fake play action where number 6, Dante Love, runs across the line right behind the quarterback, and the quarterback fakes it and then goes to the halfback in the backfield. They've running that play at least 4 times this drive, I think, and I would look for them to actually just hand it off to Dante Love to mix it up a little bit.
Big call here, though, holding against the Falcons, and this is going to push them back to their own 46-yard line.
Third down.
And it's going to be 3rd down. The scoreboard says 3rd and 1, but it's going to be, 3rd and 12. So we're looking at a long yardage situation here with only 1 down to get it in, and this is a big play with 6:13 remaining. If Roseville can get a stop and get the ball back for their offense and maybe orchestrate something quickly, we could have an interesting scenario on our hands. This is it looks like a double or a single option right there is a pitch and then another pitch, but then the fumble and fallen on by, it looks like, the quarterback. So recover their own fumble, and the clock will stop. So Roseville will get the ball back.
River Valley is becoming uneasy. You can see it in their play calling. They're mixing it up way too much than they need to. They tried a double end around on 3rd and long. They could have easily gone to the air or run it up to the outside. They've had success with both of those, but they're searching for answers, as it seems, as the Tigers have closed the deficit.
I'm really starting to wonder if they have any confidence in their quarterback to air it out. I know we saw earlier that one pass down the field that was underthrown and then was able to be run back for a score, but other than that, it's been primarily ground game with a ground and pound attack here. But we got to see. I mean, River Valley not getting the ball back right now is going to be Roseville's, but I am really questioning if they have any confidence in their quarterback at all, or if they're just going all in their star running back.
And we did say before this started that Roseville needed to stop River Valley, and they did it fast within 2 minutes. So here's Ben calling for a fair catch, and he dropped it, but he got back on it.
Yeah, it looked like he fell back on the ball, but Zonizer trying to, I wonder if he was just calling for the fair catch, yes. And he just simply bobbled it, and that's just not what Roseville needs right now, trying to get back in this game. The focus has to be on point, and I'm not really sure how something like that can happen in such a tight game like this. Score update, 48-36 with 5:51 to go in the 4th quarter. 1st down and 10 from the 19. Roseville fortunate enough to fall back on the ball, and they will start their drive from their own 19-yard line. Receiver lined up on the right side, and this formation right here is a handoff fake. Oh no, handoff to the back. Oh, handoff to the tight end. Well, it faked me out on that play. It looked like he handed off to the back, but the tight end was also there.
That was definitely an interesting play. I don't think we've seen Roseville run that play at all this game, but it's good that they're getting a back like Brendan McMinn involved. He's very fast and a very strong back. I think they should utilize him a little more this game.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Roseville's just playing for positive energy or whatever you may say at the end of this game, because they're letting a lot of time go off the clock, but they do air it out. That one is pulled in at the 40. Beautiful catch right there. Man, Josh Clark with the reception all the way down at the 40, doing a little hop dance or whatever. Oh, not a dance. He looks like he's injured on that play. His ankle, something got caught.
This matchup, we highlighted it. It's Dante Love versus Josh Clark, and so far, Josh Clark is winning this matchup. He has a step on what we thought was the fastest player on the field, Dante Love.
Have a night, Josh Clark. Oh my goodness. As much as we've talked about Jimmy, as much as we've talked about Ben, as much as we've talked about Blake, probably the person we've talked about least is Josh. But Josh should probably get bumped up a few slots. He's having a fantastic night.
Yeah, Josh Clark, a junior, seems to surprise us. He's only he is a wide receiver and defensive back junior, but he does not stand as tall as someone like a Jimmy Jaggers. I would say he's probably about 6 foot tall, only 6 foot, as there is a scramble by Rayback the following play after a short run up the middle. But Clark not injured on that play. Sorry if I was too quick to jump to conclusions. His shoe came off, so looks like he's going to be able to come back into the game. And, I feel like a lot of teams may underestimate the smaller Josh Clark, even though he is a speed demon. We can say that for sure because we have seen him. Oh, I know we both went to Cooley Middle School with him, but Jason and I. But, he has run cross-country track. He has really been one of those players who can burn you. Speed kills could be one of his slogans, but because of the smaller physique, other teams, and because of him football not being really his main sport, a lot of teams may pass him up. But last week he had a nice receiving touchdown over the middle against Rio Linda. Now here against River Valley with some big catches at the end of this game. 4:11 to go, 48-36. River Valley leads, but this game is far from over. Here's the pass to the right side, and that's Clark again, and he catches a touchdown in the back right corner of the end zone. Josh Clark is stepping up. He looks like the one being scouted by all the major colleges. Clark with a huge impact on this game tonight and on the last game. Clark with, he caught that. That pass was worth 6 points for Roseville. Put him up on the board, and this could be a 48-43 game with the extra point right here going to be kicked by the kick squad, Ian Evanson. So here he goes with the extra point with about 4 minutes to go in this game. Just a beautiful read on that last play as Evanson, I should say. Clark caught the touchdown. Evanson kicks it in, 48-43.
That's big time, Josh. I'd like to say that we did say this was going to be a close game, and we are getting it tonight. And 4 minutes is plenty of time. I think both teams have at least 2 timeouts. So each team should get 1 possession, maybe 2.
Yeah, I was talking about the fat lady singing. I might have been referring to myself when talking about that because you know what? I was too quick to speak. I'm going to eat my own words. This game is turning out to be close. It's only a 5-point game. Unbelievable as it was 48-28 and then 48-36 and then 48-43. Unbelievable 5-point game. Josh Clark, what a big impact that he's had in this game. Talk about big time, man. He's playing like it in this game.
I feel bad for all the fans that left the Tiger Cage early. I mean, they're going to get a major wake-up call in the morning when they hear that the Tigers came back late in this game.
All they got to do is check Twitter and they'll be able to figure that out. But anyway, they can tune in here. Or you can check out @DOT News on Twitter, check out TigerCast News on Twitter, check out our TigerCast live streams channel brought to you by TCSN. Here's the kickoff, landing at about the 17, fielded, trying to reverse fields and brought down at about the 27-yard line. So not a huge kick return, and Roseville needs another defensive stop. They can't allow, I would say, more than 2 minutes to go off the clock on this defensive possession if they want a chance. They need a touchdown after this. Remember, they can't just kick it for 3.
And if we thought that River Valley was nervous the last possession, in a 5-point game, they are shaking in their shorts right now. I don't know what they're going to do. They're either going to put it on the ground, which I think they're going to do, or they're going to get way too fancy.
That shaking comment that you said kind of reminded me of that Reggie Miller picture where he's choking himself. They're maybe thinking about a choke right here, because if Roseville can come back from all these points down, that's exactly what it would be. He's about right at the marker, though, and they're trying to evade all of those thoughts coming into their head about a potential choke. And, it's going to be a 2nd down and 1, and the clock continues to run. I'm not sure if there's a 2-minute warning in high school football, so Roseville's going to have to work with what they got. 3 timeouts left. No, 2. 2 timeouts, correction.
I gotta say, I was giving River Valley's defense a lot of credit, but giving 43 points to Roseville, and I believe it was 29 points in 1 half. I'm going to take that stout comment away. They are no longer stout.
Yeah, they look like the boss out there right now. They're dictating the tempo. They're controlling it on both sides of the ball, and they are really enforcing their will on the other team.
You know, and I gotta talk about how we were, bagging on Roseville earlier, but I mean, I'm gonna go back to the cliche. It's not how you start the game; it's how you finish the game. And Roseville is finishing phenomenally right now.
Big 3rd down and 4, and I also say I have to eat my words about them coming out and looking pathetic. But you know what? I'm not gonna eat my words because something had to click in their minds. Whether it was Coach Cunha, whether it was the fans, whatever it was, something had to click in their mind for them to come back and not play as poorly as they were. And it looks like they found that this big 3rd and 4 is going to be moved back 10 yards. So it's a 3rd and 14 from their own 29. River Valley will look to pick up a first.
It's looking more and more like Coach Cunha is a genius. Keeping his starters in for this whole game, he's looking more and more like a genius.
Yeah, looking to play through the suffering and everything. This is and knocked out just before passing the marker, and that is going to be 4th down. Wow, what a big play. When he started running it, I honestly had no idea that he would get that close to the marker, but
Do you go for it or do you punt it?
I mean, it could be an all or nothing right here for sure for River Valley. I mean, you think about it, you're going to have to make a defensive stand either way. It just depends. Do you really want to give up all that field position? I mean, you look at that left side of the field. You got all the way from the 40 down to the end zone. You can work with that if you're on the defensive end, but River Valley deciding not to do that. 4th and 1, and there might be a timeout. Yeah, timeout. We're going to go away for a quick second, and we will be right back. TigerCast live streams TCSN's presentation of the homecoming 9-11 game between the River Valley Falcons and the Roseville Tigers, 48-43 on Friday Night Football. And here we go. This is for the game. How much do you want it? You got to just dig your fingers into that artificial turf and just decide in your mind what you're going to do to make a stop on this play. It's the line versus the line. It's the rush of the defense versus the blocking of the offensive line. What is it going to be here? We're all predicting run up here probably. We're all predicting run. So you know what? Here we go. The handoff. He's past the marker and for more. And you know what? This is going to go all the way to the 7-yard line. What a play by Pearson all night. Clarence Pearson has showed himself as one of the star players on this team, and he has just crushed the hearts of any comeback for Roseville. Now, Roseville still technically has a chance because if they can stop them here and help them to hold them to a field goal, then that would make it an 8-point game. They would make it an 8-point game. They go home to a field goal. But after that show of bravery by River Valley, if they get another 4th down, they'd probably go for it. Handoff. Pearson gonna bounce it. End zone bound, and he's in. Walking in for the touchdown, Clarence Pearson, and he has just thrust his sword into the side and to the hearts of the Roseville Tigers. This is just unbelievable performance by Clarence Pearson. He puts up 6, and it is 54-43. Unbelievable what we've witnessed tonight, but 54 points nevertheless is way too much, and the defense has to work. Larry Kuhn has got to get him in there and perfect some of the things to stop the run game if they ever face a force like this as powerful as the combination of Love and Pearson again. Extra point. This could seal it. Not another block. And the hearts of Roseville have been crushed here tonight with Clarence Pearson putting them back up 12 with just 1:46 to go. An unbelievable performance. You have to give credit where credit is due. And I'm going to say the player of the game has to be the duo of Love and Pearson. Unbelievable. Clarence Pearson and Dante Love, what they've done tonight. Pearson taking just what they needed, just 1 yard, takes it all the way down to the 7, and then goes straight into the end zone bound for 6, and again, 12-point game. So the cheerleaders do celebrate with their 7 chant, and it was just a great play call right there to give it off to the best player, arguably the best player on the field in Clarence Pearson, at least tonight. He has put in work in that backfield. If we had a stat tracker, we'd let you know. But I'm sure Pearson probably over 200 or 300 yards in this game. He's probably in that range. Hey, Jay, would you say Pearson is in at the 200 to 300 yard range?
Oh, he's probably past that a little bit in the third, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. He's definitely past it now. He had 91 in the first half. Love had 126, and based on that run and what we've seen, I wouldn't be surprised if he's at 200. He may be around 180, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if he's above 200.
Yeah, he's just been dominant on the field tonight. And that might have been the last chance the Tigers needed. One stop, but River Valley succeeded in their rushing attack, taking it all the way in 2 plays to get end zone bound from the 4th and 1. That's what we were talking about. Here is a return for Roseville, maybe trying to do something here. It would be amazing if they could return this one, 35-yard line, stop them right there. Returner was Ben Zonizer, or no, it was Josh Clark. Pardon me. Josh Clark, nevertheless, win or lose, which it's looking like they will be on the negative end of this score. You know, he's had a great game. I'd have to say the player of the game, though, has to be Pearson. With the 200 to 300 rushing yards, he has put together an unmatched ground attack and has given the Tigers fits all night as they have failed to stop him at picking up yards from scrimmage. Tigers obviously going to look to air it out. They have only got 1 timeout left. They just got a no huddle. As the Tiger Cage cheers on their team at a valiant effort to come back when it looked like all the wind was taken out of their sails, they were able to prop themselves up and, you know, muster up a little confidence to get back in this game. Quick little flip out to the left side, run up the sideline. Nice little juke out of bounds. Number 3, Hop. You know, that's a pretty good play for him right there, but at this point in the game, you're going to need a touchdown and then you're going to need an onside kick. So they got to get that as soon as possible. I'm sure everyone knows what has to happen here. Of course, the River Valley fans showing their disapproval of the last ref call, but that's the way the ball rolls sometimes, and Roseville is going to take it with 1:10 to go. 70 seconds left in this game for them to pull off a miracle. Too low. First time we see Roseville sporting the orange jerseys. Josh Clark with a big night. And they're going to need to score a touchdown and recover an onside kick, then score another touchdown in order to win this game. But, of course, What they're focusing on right now with 65 seconds to go in period number 4 is getting this touchdown. They need to pick up positive yards from scrimmage, and here they go, lining up for yet another play on this drive. You have Rayback in the backfield and looking just for some verticals. The comeback pass dropped. Unbelievable. That could have been a big play right there. With 61 seconds to go, Roseville still has another chance, as at least these passes, they don't have to no huddle after them, but they're dropping them and they're not getting any positive yards out of them. So let's see if the defensive line can come up big and pressure Roseville on this snap. 3rd and 10 on River Valley's 30-yard line.
Game deciding.
This is close to a game-deciding play. Not a game-deciding play, though. That would be as if they got the onside kick. Here is a quick pass, and it's intercepted. Picked off by, wow, is that who I think? Is that Pearson? Pearson with the interception. That man is an animal. I'm telling you something. That guy is a breed I have not seen. I'm wondering if that guy's just a machine out there, because he's doing it all. He must be programmed like a Terminator, man. I'm telling you something. I have not seen the kind of look and those eyes out of a human being playing high school football ever. In the 2 years I've had here, and 1 year, or 1 game this year, of experience, you know, I've not seen that look out of one player. He wants to be 3-0, and you know what? An MVP-type performance. Not sure what league River Valley is in, but whatever league it is, Pearson better be in the running for most valuable player. Shout out to Roseville fans for staying here, but that was an unbelievable performance we just saw out of the River Valley Falcons and Eric Pearson. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, with multiple rushing touchdowns, at least 200 to 300 yards from scrimmage, and an interception just to cap it all off. He's going to have a good weekend. He's going to enjoy that one tomorrow night. And tonight. Every night. This will be a game he'll remember. Eric Pearson. What a performance from him. Number 20, Clarence Pearson. What a performance, Clarence Pearson. Outside linebacker, running back, and fullback. A senior, 5'11", 205. Clarence Pearson is capping it off here in his final year playing. We'd like to thank all of you for tuning into our live stream. That's a final of 55-43. This has been a presentation of TCSN on TigerCast Livestream's YouTube channel. For Josh Carson, Jason Russell, and Sam Toomey, along with cameraman Aaron Rye and Russia. We'd like to say good night from Hanson Field.
Yeah, the game's over. We lost.